welcome, man. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for making the trek out, man.
Hey, dude. It was dope, man. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah,
Thanks for
sure.
having me. And then I brought my bro, Marcos.
Yeah, Marcos, thanks for coming out.
You know what? That's how the universe works, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning to be on a podcast. And when it was an opportunity for us to hang out, I was like, you know what, dude? I'm down.
Yeah.
I don't want to impose, but if it happens naturally and organic, I'm in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of it's weird, you know. So like I was telling you downstairs, I'm from a small town, Asperia, Topic Home Pass, you know. And so when you said you were coming on, you know, bringing some of your friends, and I was like, man, this is like a after school episode of fucking MTV's Total
Right?
Request Live.
Pretty
all of a
much.
sudden, you know
What's
what I
up?
mean? Like
Pretty
these are people from the bands that I grew up like watching on MTV. You know, like what a trip. So yeah, I mean, thanks for coming on. It's a
On my way up here, I was thinking, I was like, dude, we're gonna talk to fucking legends.
yeah.
Like,
shit.
and I don't mean that in a bad way,
Damn,
but like,
threw that out.
Yeah.
but like, it's you guys started in an era where fucking
no social media.
Well, no, like it was
Pretty much.
it was when music was like, I don't want to say peak, but like that was a time where like, man, like it was like the music changed. It was a whole new sound, and then
It was like rock's last wave of making it.
I think it really was, man.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
kind of the golden age of like the tail end of the industry where people were still selling CDs. So it's
Yup.
like before
Yeah.
streaming,
Yup.
and it was just like everyone was ready for that change. Like it was like rock's like last in that market
Yup.
because rock's making a comeback again.
I think it is right now,
You look
right?
at
It is.
But in that age, it was like the tail end of that golden era of music, and I feel very fortunate to have been part of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because like if you look at like MTV, like it was the last days of MTV.
Last days
And
of
we-
music videos.
I
and
think
shit
both
like,
of us can say we owe a lot of our career to
MTV.
that outlet. MTV,
Yeah.
like they really were the thing that blew us up to
I
a
mean-
worldwide level.
I mean,
So,
Music videos were an
Yeah.
actual
a thing.
produced like
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
that people cared about. You know
They
what I
were
mean?
expensive.
Yes.
Oh,
Now
yes.
you can get
And
the same
recoupable.
Yeah, you can get the same video made nowadays with AI and everything for like $2,000.
Yeah.
yeah.
You'd be like,
crazy.
dude, that thing
Yup.
cost $600,000 to make back then. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And it is crazy though too, because again, that time of music and that, you know, that show, I mean, Total Request Live, you know what I mean? That show, that's what it's ingrained in my brain. You come home from school or whatever, and then there's all these badass music videos on the top bands and all these things. And it was like, dude, that was the fucking days of MTV, man, for me at least, you know? And it was like, what happened to it? You know?
Yeah.
What happened to MTV, man?
Well, you know what's crazy is to this day, just being out there and still playing shows and meeting people all over the world and people around the country that actually come up and say, dude, I was one of those kids that ran home and called to request your song.
Oh, bad.
And you're like, that's the real stuff right there.
Yeah.
Man. You know what I mean? Like,
That's effort.
that's crazy.
Nobody does that. Nobody's doing that now.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
They'll
everything's
hit,
so
they'll hit
accessible.
like on the post. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Yeah.
what you get.
If you're lucky.
Like and subscribe.
If you're lucky.
yeah, if you're lucky to
'Cause-
like the post.
I was looking at a post and it was like, this is talking about Instagram. I was like, oh yeah, you got 25,000 views and it's like 10% of those views like.
Yeah.
So it's like 2,500 likes.
And I'm guilty of it. I mean, oh yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah. Hey. But like lately I've been catching myself, you know, cause like, you know, as we run a company, we run a brand, it's our, you know, and it's like, if I want people to be more involved with my posts, I need to be more involved with other people's posts too.
Right.
And so I've been trying, like I'm 100% guilty of the shit I talk about. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm like trying to like slowly fix that. But then at the same time, it's like, I also don't want to be trapped on this thing all the time because, you know, that phone is a time vampire.
Pretty
Absolutely.
much.
You know?
Absolutely, dude. And I'm just as addicted as
Oh yeah.
I'm sure all of us are.
Oh yeah.
It's like I'm like stuck in the infinite scroll.
Oh, I call
And
it
it's
doom
like, fuck,
scrolling.
dude, I tell my wife, I'm like, babe, and
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about it. I'm
Yeah.
like, sometimes, I mean, I have to literally force myself to just be like, all right, you got to put the phone down and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
go out and ride my bike or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
you know,
what kind of
go and do some
puts
yard
me in
work.
check with that is my kids.
Yeah.
Because I'll see my son, he's 16, and he'll be like on his phone nonstop, trying to have dinner. I go, but you gotta put your phone down.
Yeah.
Dude. We're eating right now.
Yeah.
Why? And I get the psyche of it because I remember having what is it, TV tables,
Yep.
or where you,
Yeah.
can, where you can have
TV trays.
Oh,
Yeah.
the TV trays.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
We used to pull one up and watch our
Damn.
TV
Yeah.
show, right? And be like,
Remember
it's
those?
kind of the same thing,
It
right?
is, 100%.
But they're watching while they're eating, and some of some of the stuff is the content's just garbage, man.
Well, that
That's
too,
the part
like,
that's just like, gosh.
I think that too, that's an important thing in people's lives is that dinner table discussion. You know what I mean? Like I have 2 older kids. I have a 21-year-old and a soon to be 18-year-old in April. And then I also have a 1-year-old that we just had last year. And, you know, she's obviously in her seat and everything. And I'm like, we need to start implementing the dinner table.
Yeah.
Because she eats earlier than us is also the problem right now because our schedule is so crazy. She eats at like 6 or 5:36 and gets put to bed. And then we eat at like 8.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's time to start changing that because now she's just over a year old. I want to start implementing the dinner table.
It's crazy how we've evolved.
Mm-hmm.
We used to be all, I mean, I did a punk rock kid that was like anti that.
Yep.
And as you get older, you're like, that was actually a good thing. I need to implement that with my kids.
100%. As a kid, I was just trying to get away from my family, like every chance I got.
I'm not having dinner. I'm not, I'll have a grilled cheese or something.
Yeah,
later.
I'll make it later. Yeah. And now it's like you, as you get older, you see those core values that it makes so much more sense to be involved, and that was like the biggest thing. Cause like, and it's all like comes from our own childhood, right? Like when we were coming up and the way our parents were always hustling, bustling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we're living in California is rough, man.
I was like, so I'm like tail end Gen X, like proto millennial, like generation. So like I was a latchkey kid.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like our family sometimes would eat dinner. Like if we went on the weekends over to like my grandparents' house, we'd have a family dinner.
Yep.
But most of the time it was like you just throw something in the microwave and you're just eating, you're eating when you can. It's not like an event.
Yeah. Banquet Salisbury steak meals, bro.
Exactly.
And that was it though.
Fried chicken, the Swanson fried chicken meals and shit.
Government cheese, a pot of frijoles.
There you
go.
And then tortillas. And my mom would be like, this is all we got right now.
Yeah, that was
I'm not trying to go, that route, but it's the truth.
Oh, yeah.
And it was times it's like, I'm sick of frijoles, man.
Yeah.
bro.
But
Times were different, man.
But now, dude, I love to just make me like just a can of beans or
some
whatever.
cheese on it wrapped up.
Yeah.
You're like, this is a special moment.
I don't really get down
but it's
with
here
like
too.
I don't
That's
take
why.
them from like I don't get
Some
the bag of
ratatouille
beans
stuff, man.
Dude, I love spam. The spam, I grew up on spam. It's the only thing I eat from my childhood.
With spam hard, dude. Spam, dude. Slice it up and then fry it in the pan. Just have a little spam.
Oh yeah, spam and eggs and shit.
I brought one of those little sandwich. It's like a panini press type of thing, or whatever. Makes a little triangle sandwiches. Bro, I just at my lunch hour as an adult, like I'm talking like just a couple months ago, it was just sitting at an empty desk, and on lunchtime, all right, gonna make me some spam sandwiches. Put some
Spam
cuts
and
in there.
eggs, baby.
Oh, there you go. But like meatloaf, I used to eat meatloaf all the time when I was a kid, and bologna.
Yep.
Oh,
I won't touch meatloaf or bologna now.
You ever fry bologna on the pan?
Oh yeah.
Get
It
the
would get the little bubble.
Yep.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, I remember all of that stuff. And we weren't poor. It was what we had that I could make by myself because my parents were always working and stuff like that. And then, but it's funny that you mentioned because it was like TV dinners and stuff like that we kind of grew up on and stuff like that. But then when I would go to my grandparents' house, they lived in Long Beach, Hawaiian Gardens and stuff like that. That was like the real culture where like we all had to sit at the table and like eat everything, and then
and you had to eat everything on your plate.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Otherwise, Nana would get mad.
Hey, that's why I'm right here, bro. To this day, I eat everything on my
I
plate.
figured that's why me and all my cousins were always fist fighting because we were just mad as hell. We had to eat all that shit. My grandma cooked with that lard that would sit on the stove.
Oh yeah, with the little cow on it, the red one. Yeah, dude.
Dude, that's that stuff going from bologna and like meatloaf and stuff like that to like just this heavy grease stuff that would fuck us up, bro. And I was like, bro, we were all mad. We'd only fight for a little bit because we all had the BGs, bro.
Oh, man.
For me, dude, I remember going to my Nana's house and like on Sunday, she made menudo. And dude, I would just grub down so hard on menudo till I found out what it was. And then I was like, oh, fuck, I'm never eating that again. But thank God there's pozole. So I'm like, dude, I'm still good.
But what did it matter though that you've already been eating it?
Yeah.
It's a mental game.
It fucked me up, dude. That's all. I'm like, dude, I can't.
Menudo is like the best hangover food.
I don't think I've ever had it, but that's what I've always heard.
Well, once you realize what it is, that spongy, consistency.
It's all chewy and shit. Like, well, this is gross.
No, it's the tripe, right? Tripe.
Yeah,
it's the lining of the stomach.
Yeah. I've had that in the pho. Pho. I don't know how to say that word, but
pho.
Yeah, pho.
You know what's crazy? My cousin, when we were kids, he used to talk shit to my other cousins or whatever about food. I forgot what it was, but then I remember my dad told my cousin because my cousin was trying to gross up my other cousin about food, and then my cousin was eating eggs. My cousin Robert, he was eating eggs. And my dad goes, "Do you know where the egg comes from?" He goes, "Yeah, chicken." He's like, "What part of the chicken do you think that comes out of?"
Oh,
would never eat. And then we were little kids, right? Dude. So he would never eat eggs to this day he doesn't. But then when he was 20 years old, he was in an accident. He was getting off the freeway and he had a green light, and he was in an old Chevy that didn't have seatbelts in it. Suburban T-boned him, ran through the light, and he ended up dying for a little bit, and then they brought him. So his body was without oxygen or whatever. So basically, it was a hard reset on his brain or whatever. So it doesn't remember anything like about. He had to just learn everything all over again. But the one thing he remembered was he doesn't eat eggs.
Trip
Wow.
out.
That's a fucking trip. Yeah,
He doesn't remember where the egg came from, though.
No, for sure not. He couldn't remember how to breathe on his own, but the one thing he remembered was he don't eat eggs.
Yeah,
That's a fucking trip, dude.
Yeah,
It's crazy out there.
it's crazy how those foods and like those things of like your childhood like just comes into play with a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like again, eating those foods. Go ahead, you can put it here if you want.
This episode of Shooting the Shit with Speed Kings is brought to you by Thundermax, the absolute gold standard in performance. If you want your bike ripping like a pit bull who got into your grandpa's Viagra, you've found the place. Check out all their ECMs at store.thunder-max.com and use code SK10 at checkout.
This episode of Shoot the Shit podcast is brought to you by Law Tigers. If you or someone you know has been in a motorcycle accident, make sure you call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS and get the help you need today. If you're on Instagram, make sure you check out lawtigers.ie and follow Chris for all things going on in the community, fun rides, events, and everything else in between. We'll be with him soon doing some rides and having some fun, so make sure you come check us out. 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. You know, eating those
you know what's
foods
crazy?
and-
It's the same thing with music.
Yeah, 100%.
They were saying like, "Hey, man, hey,
can't take me anywhere, dude.
So
what are you trying? What are you doing?
I'm about to cut you off on the waters,
We're
bro.
on a China
Hey.
shop, dude.
I
I'm
know
getting
you-
all lit off this water right
okay,
here,
dude.
dude.
Hey,
Bonesman
Bonesman.
water. Bonesman survival water.
I got a dad joke.
Okay.
Go for it.
You definitely know how to kick it.
Oh,
come on.
Anyways.
Oh no, man. No,
Wait, what were you saying though? You're saying with music.
Oh, like with music, like that emotional tie
100%.
with a song.
Yep.
Like for me, Wham,
Mhm.
Never Gonna Dance
Oh,
Again.
yeah.
When I was a kid, I was like, wow, this song's sick.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a sick song.
It is a sick
Hey,
song,
dude, they were good
Hey,
songs.
Yeah, dude.
And
And
Dude,
to this
or
day,
like-
when it comes on,
Yeah.
I hear my son like, yeah, I like this song. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
this song's freaking
I
banger.
think those Deadpool movies really help bring that back into play. But it's
and like Guardians of the
Guardians
Galaxy.
of the
dude,
Galaxy,
the
yeah.
soundtrack to those movies
Yeah.
is fucking phenomenal.
it's
dude.
like the new age Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always on Spotify. Like, is there? They have all
Yeah.
the Guardians of the Galaxy songs just in one playlist. You know what I mean? Because fuck, they nailed it with that soundtrack.
They do have
dude.
that though.
Yeah, I found it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. People
Now-
make them.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But it's like me and my wife. We're big music people. We've been listening to music forever. We used to do like the punk rock bowling festival and all that
cool.
shit. And it's crazy how you can sit there and listen to music and it takes you back to a moment or a year or those things. You know what I mean? Because I don't really listen to new music. I listen to the same
Same.
shit I've been listening to
Same.
since I was like
Yeah.
15. And it's hard to find new music you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find new music that'll do that same core memory.
They don't make it
thing.
like that.
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
And so it's because our house, with the baby, we don't do like television or screen time for the kid and stuff. It's just music. Like
Mhm.
listen to music. So it's just Spotify or Pandora playing our bullshit that we've listened to forever. You know what I mean?
Also, I think it has to do with when we got exposed to music or got into music. So one of my very earliest memories, right, is riding in the back seat. My mom had like a 63 Falcon
Yep.
with an 8-track.
Oh fuck.
And this is before there was no car seat back there. I was just like
Yeah.
2 years
Oh, yeah, yeah,
old
you
in
just
the
slid
back
over
seat.
your
Yeah.
mom's
Sliding,
You know what I mean?
slipping on a turn.
But
Yeah.
she would play Pink Floyd The Wall.
Oh wow.
And we'd be, driving back home to East LA from my nana's house in Culver City.
Mm.
And that music would be playing and it like ingrained itself into
Mhm.
my like
Yeah.
psyche.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and you're like, I think when we get exposed to music, especially as when you're young,
Yep.
like right now, it's like we say like, oh, I can't find anything new that I like. It's like, because I think we're kind of past that
Yeah.
stage where I think we're just old dudes now, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, that's a cool song, but it's not really gonna affect me like it did when I was like, especially like when I was a teenager and like all the music I was listening to that really influenced like my musical taste and my musical when I was playing music, the stuff that would just like I would listen to stuff like all the Seattle bands or like Suicidal or Infectious Grooves or like whatever bands I was listening to, it would just find its way out of my body onto my kit and like I would just pick up little things and like start playing stuff that I'd heard from, you know, from albums or I always say like one of my biggest influences was this drummer, John Bonham.
Oh yeah.
But my second influence was like Rick Rubin because of all the fucking rap albums he produced and the beats that he chose to use. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so
what led you to that direction to play drums? I mean, what put you there, you know?
It was, I don't know specifically what really inspired me to play drums in particular, but what the moment that I can remember it clearly, I was at my aunt's house and she had Beatles Sgt. Pepper on CD and she had a little Discman and she always had the coolest record collection. So she's the one who, my Aunt Allie,
is that who I met?
Yeah. The one with all the tattoos.
Yeah.
So like she would take me to, there's one show I remember specifically, like Suicidal Tendencies was playing at Culver City Vets Hall with a band I think called Beowulf, like from down here. Oh. And she took me to that fucking show. And we couldn't get in because I was too little, but we stood outside and listened.
The metal band Beowulf?
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, Beowulf, so I remember them.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And they played with Suicidal?
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's awesome.
And so anyway, I would like my Aunt Allie's like one of the biggest influences in my life in that way. Like she had Metallica on vinyl, like all the Ozzy vinyls. Yeah. But she had Sgt. Pepper's from the Beatles on CD. She was one of the first people to ever like have CDs. But I was listening to it and it was that song A Day in the Life. Yeah. And there's the, you know how it breaks in and like and the drums are doom 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 and then the whole way like it builds and escalates and it just like the way it finishes off.
But is that what made you want to get a drum kit?
That's what made me like when I heard that song to the end note, the way the end note hangs over, and I was like, the way that just made me feel right now, I want to make that. Like I want to be, I want to know how that gets made, and I want to be able to make that for myself.
How old do you think you were at that time?
I was probably 11.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's crazy to have that thought process at such a young age like that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck, when I was 11, I think I was smoking weed finally, or like just started smoking weed. Like, just no, fuck, dude. You know, it's like, you know, maybe I'll be a mechanic when I grow up. You know what I mean? Like, and to find that at that age and like to have that influence over you and to even take it beyond that, like that's fucking wild, dude.
It's
the same thing with like motorcycle culture.
Yeah.
Right. Like you were riding BMX bikes. Probably.
Yeah.
Skating.
Skateboard, moto.
And then you're like, dude, you'd see somebody zoom by with a freaking pipe blaring. You're like, dang.
That's the spot.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of these days I'm going to get one. Or something. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's part of the soul you were talking about when we were downstairs talking about the Pan Am bike and the difference between the Pan Am and the traditional Harleys and stuff like that. I think that's the soul. Yeah. You said the Pan Am was missing because I wasn't looking at Pan Ams when I was a kid, and I was like, no, that dude's badass.
Yeah, or like enduro bikes and stuff.
Yeah, it looks something cool. It's its own thing or whatever. But when I think of Harley, I think of just, you know, old
biker shit,
old lady
man,
with the titties hanging out in the back, like that kind of shit. You know
biker shit, dude. It's something special for sure. I mean, I said, you know, Trent from Crucy has a Pan American. I said the same thing to him. I DM'd him and I was talking to him, and he said, no, they have a soul. It's like when you get a divorce and this is your new young girlfriend.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, that's actually a pretty good analogy, bro. But
well, that's
well, it's like going
beyond
from
his
like
years, dude.
Vinyl,
to CD.
Well, not even that, to
streaming now.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Vinyl's never gonna go away. There's like they say that vinyl sales have just keep increasing.
Yeah,
well, they're back. It's back. I'm seeing a lot of record players and stuff like that on Marketplace. I see a lot of albums and it kind of blows my mind. I'm like, what are these doing here? Like, why am I seeing it? It's like new stuff. I'm like, I thought it's not a collector's thing.
Well, it's because kids nowadays think that's a brand new thing. They don't realize that vinyl's been around.
Oh man,
you know,
that's the whole thing. What we were talking about earlier about the music and bands.
Yep.
Yeah.
you say, oh yeah, rock's kind of making a resurgence. But the funny thing is, a lot of these new bands that I've interacted with and met, they're trying to like replicate what we did.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
They're wearing the big pants.
Oh yeah.
They're
New metal
walking
came
and
back.
And
Like,
I'm
new
sitting there
metal
going,
came back.
what is going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like when you drive by a high school getting out, it looks like it's in 1997 again.
Yes.
You know, they're all
Jankos
dressed
came
up.
back.
Yeah.
Jankos are back. Yeah.
Black Dickies are probably
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
It's all back, dude.
It's
You know,
crazy. It's weird.
Have you seen?
Dude, Von Dutch,
Yes, Von Dutch is
Affliction.
bro.
Oh, yeah.
Ed Hardy's back.
Ed Hardy. They're all in all these Tillies and like these stores in the
that's
malls.
a
And I'm like
trip.
looking, going,
Yeah.
my son's like, dude, I want to get. I'm like, wow.
Have you seen this new brand, Ed Hardy?
Bro.
That's funny.
Bro, well,
he got a Von Dutch hat for Christmas, and I'm like, what is going on with the world right now,
Yeah.
dude?
Everybody.
It all goes in cycles, dude.
It
It
does.
is. It is.
And
The dad shoe that was the dad shoe for us.
Yep.
yeah.
New Balance is the new expensive
Oh, yeah.
shoe.
Oh right.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like when Champion got bought by Nike, and we were wearing that to PE because it was the $2 shirt at Walmart.
They're
you
saying
know?
the new dad shoe is the Air Force One.
Oh, wow.
That's a trip. Wow. Okay.
And they're saying Vans too. Vans.
Yeah,
Vans are
dad
definitely-
shoes, yeah.
Vans are
But you know
definitely
what,
the
dude?
dad
Then I
shoe.
see my kid rocking the New Balance, and I'm like, that's just like a Sketcher. That's like a dad shoe right there, dude.
Is that
and, you
shape
guys, and you guys think that thing's cool?
You gonna go tune a carburetor right now?
Yeah, dude.
Bro,
I have to drink to that one, dude.
Dude, hey, I literally have been wearing Vans my entire life.
Yeah.
Like once again, my Aunt Allie, once I got out of baby shoes, my first real pair of shoes as a toddler
Yep.
was a little pair of Vans that she got
Yeah.
at the store on Venice Boulevard.
The slip-ons.
Yeah,
right?
the little
Yep.
slip-ons, dude.
Yep.
So like,
And your feet
hey,
have been yelling at you for the last
I'll
like
take
10
that.
years for sure.
My feet are flat as hell, dude.
Bro.
I got flat ass feet.
I'll
dude,
take
'cause
you
of these
even
Vans.
further back when they used to say, remember that movie Rad?
Yep.
Yeah.
They had the
Oh.
Rad logo on
Yep.
the
I've
soles.
seen those on Marketplace.
That was like one of my first pairs, dude.
That's
Dude,
dope.
mine had the little checkerboard on the side, dude.
Oh yeah.
Dad and I had some Airwalks.
Airwalks
Yep,
were
Airwalks.
Vision.
Airwalks. That
Let's
that was back in the day when you got
go.
like a
Let's
Payless and
go.
shit too.
Pretty
Yep.
much.
Those were. It's crazy. Like
Or the Vision Gator boards.
Yeah.
Remember with the whatever. And then I
I
saw
got one sitting around here.
Yeah.
Oh, right there.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what
I had a-
Mark
I had a
Mark
Billy
Gonzalez.
Ruff.
Yeah.
I had a Billy
Psycho
Ruff,
Stick.
dude.
Billy Ruff.
No, I think the old everyone's starting to realize how cool and how good we had it back then. Like SeaWorld down in San Diego, they've been last summer. I don't know if it just started or how long it's been going on, but they've been having like throwback like concerts and stuff like that, like groups and bands stuff like that from like the 90s, early 2000s, stuff like that are playing, and they're like selling out like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's funny, when I was coming up here, on the way up here from San Diego, I was listening to Papa Roach and
Let's go.
P.O.D.
Let's go.
And I was telling him, I was like, bro, do you realize that like that Papa Roach album still fucking hits? Like it's still
Hey.
fucking good.
Hey.
I remember, and it brought back so many memories. I remember, it was like 2000, 2001, I think it was. I remember, and mind you, my parents made sure I didn't have a struggle. I didn't know what a struggle was, even though they were working all
That's
the time
awesome,
or whatever.
though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've always had
That would be
It-
our kids now.
Yeah.
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 it's clothes from Mervin's and the Payless shoes and stuff like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But we always had
Different
food.
times though.
Yeah, we always had
That
food
was
and stuff like
provided.
that.
Yeah.
But my dad was, I think he just got out of, well, he was in prison. My parents
He was on
were-
vacation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
separated. My mom was remarried. My stepdad, like we butted heads. You know what I mean? At that time or whatever.
You're not my mom,
Bro, and then I remember, I've totally forgot.
Fuck you, Jeff.
And mind you, I lived in the suburbs of like El Cajon, Santee, like down there. And then Broken Home came on. And I was like, I remember I used to like sing, this is my song when I was a kid. I didn't have a broken home, bro.
Yeah.
I had loving parents. Like I had
Perspective, bro.
education. Yeah.
Perspective's a motherfucker.
But then I remember, because I was also listening to the P.O.D. That I remember I had seen P.O.D. before, like they really blew up at a couple like house shows,
Mhm.
like around town and stuff like that. Because I used to go to church and stuff like that, and like Fridays,
Used
like,
to.
yeah,
Just kidding.
Friday nights there would be like, you know, local bands and stuff like that, and we would all just go over there and I'd see them. Then I remember, bro, in Southtown.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Let's go.
Yeah.
dude.
that was-
Southtown. Oh my
That
god.
yeah. That broke the glass ceiling right there.
Reps so fucking, and then like still like all the songs, like even the most recent album,
Oh, thanks, man.
bro. The recent album fucking hits too. I'm just like, you guys made
It's called
music that-
Veritas,
that
by the
left.
way.
Yes.
Shameless plug.
Hey, there you go.
And
There
do
you
it,
go.
do
Go
it.
get
No,
it. Go
it's-
cop it.
Yeah.
It's
New
good, like,
POD.
but both because you guys had a DJ too, right? Like in
No,
the
we
group, or-
had. Well, we had you know DJ AM from
Yeah.
Crazy Town.
Yeah.
He just happened to be in like Crazy Town was or somebody was doing some kind of anyway. DJ AM was in the house and we were mixing our album, and someone like he just came in and was like, "What are you guys working on?" You know, and we're working on these 2 songs. We're like, "Dude, you should like drop some shit on it." So like we ended up having DJ AM. He scratches on Snakes and Revenge. I want to say that's the only 2 songs I have.
Yeah, those it was a different sound at that time.
Yeah,
that's when like Korn was coming out of the shadows, like really Limp Bizkit and like those stuff. But like they kind of evolved. But you guys had this sound that was just like,
you know what's crazy? We're definitely blessed in that. I guess in that way, those are our peers.
Yeah.
System, Deftones, Korn,
Incubus,
Papa Roach, Incubus.
Yeah.
Linkin Park. We took Linkin Park out on their first tour ever.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Roger Ames, the head of Warner Brothers, was like, no one wants to take this band out. They're a baby band. I don't care if you give them 20 minutes in the beginning of your tour. Yeah. We had a tour called The Kings of the Game. We were headlining, and we had Head PE with us, Project 86.
Yeah, dude.
And we had all these bands. And so we're like, I guess we got to throw this band on there. This guy's asking for a favor. So we threw Linkin Park on at the very beginning of the set. Doors are opening. And there's a line outside for these kids.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting there going, who are these guys? They got fans that are showing up early to see them play.
Wow.
And that's where our relationship with them began and our friendship and everything. And it's a trip, man, because you see just the school and the friendships that you've made throughout the years. And you're still connected.
Yeah.
It's like going to school of rock and roll, dude.
Yeah.
Going like me and Dave just bro down and have been friends ever since.
Yeah. When Steve told me, he was like, Dave's coming. I was like, no fucking way. I was like, how the fuck? And then like just recently you were like, yeah, he's like, Marcos might pop up too. I was like, hold the fuck on. Like,
yeah.
Like the icons are friends. Like that's like a thing,
dude.
bro. Like,
oh man, you don't need, like, just to continue what Marcos was saying, like if we look at it, like, I mean, not that I'm friends with everybody and everybody, but
yeah.
Like me, Marcos, like if like
our homie
Chad
that we're
Gray,
up here with, Dryden from Alien Ant Farm.
While I'm down, I'm staying at Dryden Mitchell's house the singer from Alien Ant Farm. Like I'm crashing at his pad while I'm down here, and I was trying to get him on the pod, but his son's birthday is today, so they're having the party. So he's on dad duty.
Yeah, so we'll just go there afterwards.
Yeah, no, we are. Yeah,
save the pinata for us. Okay?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, he's got the bouncy set up in his.
Perfect. Let's go.
Yeah, we can go get gnarly in the bounce house.
There's a weight limit, Steve. You can't go.
Yeah.
But I look back at like all these tours we did together, and like like the Ozfest. So like or like. So like I still have friends to this day, like like Chad Gray from Mudvayne, or you, or Dryden, like because But the thing about like us and Alien Ant Farm, or us and you, like we all kind of came up. Really? It's like the people you went to high school with almost.
Yep.
Because it's the class that you came up with. Yep. And then you toured with.
Yep.
We were on MTV at the same time. We got our record contracts around the same time.
Yeah.
And then we would run into each other at parties before we even knew each other.
Right.
It was like, hey, what's up, dude? Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
P.O.D.
Yeah.
And then as life hits you, things happen.
Mm-hmm.
You build a bond, friendship.
We have a band together. Nobody even knows.
Well, here we go.
You have one right now?
We have a band. Well, we had a band in 2010. We put this band together called Daylight Division.
Division.
And it was me, Marcos, Joe Leffler, who's the original bass player of Chevelle.
Okay.
And he's one of the original brothers. And then he left. And then the singer was Lucas Rossi, who I met through. I was dating this chick who was one of the contestants on Supernova in Excess. Okay. Right? If that TV show, if anyone remembers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tommy Lee.
They were taping Rockstar Supernova. No. Rockstar in Excess is the show. I got the name wrong. So she was a contestant on that. And then they were taping the next season, which was Supernova, which was this band with Tommy Lee and Gilby Clark and a couple
Jason
other guys.
Newsted.
Was Dave Navarro in there? Yeah.
He's in everything.
So we go to the taping and I see on the screen they're introducing the cast, and this dude's packet drops, which is like a video thing where he's describing who he is, and he goes, "Yeah, I've toured with Papa Roach. I played shows with Papa Roach," and I'm like, "The fuck?" So like I fucking like the show's done taping, we're hanging out afterwards, and I find this kid and I'm all like, "Hey dude, like you said you like you opened for my band, like what are you talking about?" And he's like, no, like in Canada, Toronto, and he knew the theater, the exact shows. Like we actually played 2 shows with you guys. I'm like, okay, I remember that. And it was this kid, Lucas, who ended up winning the show.
Oh, wow.
And we like, from that moment on, like we broed down.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we've
yeah.
been like really good friends ever since. And when we had this thing, this project we were doing, I was like, we should get Lucas to sing for it, dude. Like, cause
And we had tried out Dryden.
we tried out Dryden.
Jesse Leach from Killswitch Engage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then another guy named Mark Solomon, who was from a band called The Crucified.
Yep.
And Stave Saker. And we just ended up with Lucas.
Well, the thing about why, if I remember, my take on it was that like everyone did such an awesome job, but they would write to like maybe half a song and send it to us and be like, "That's dope. Like, where's more?" We sent all the songs to Lucas, and he
Wrote
literally within 2 days, he had like fully produced like vocals on every song that we threw at him. And I'm like, well, this is the guy.
Well,
Yeah.
Lucas was the true essence of a rock star.
Yeah.
He was on a rock star show.
Yeah.
In the first rehearsal that we tried to get him to come, correct me if I'm wrong, his wife was the manager, and he shows up super late. And then she comes in and bosses him and like, he can only stay for an hour to our band rehearsal. And we looked at each other and we were like, get the fuck out
And
of here. We were tripping, man. We were like, how are you going to do it? You show up fashionably late and then you could only stay for like a little less than an hour. And we're supposed to be jamming. Me and Dave would look at each other like, nah, dog, this ain't gonna fly, dude.
And we were writing and practicing at your spot in what, Santee, was it?
And we were in Kentucky, dude.
So I was like, I was flying literally like from Sacramento to San Diego. And then Joe he was flying out from like, wherever
Chicago.
he was, from Chicago.
Oh,
for
Jesus.
rehearsal. So we'd
rehearse
set
for
out,
1 hour.
We'd set out like a week of rehearsal, and we'd rehearse for a week at a time. And then, we recorded a bunch of stuff in the studio there. And then we took it to, once we had the songs kind of worked out, we took them to like, there was a studio in San Diego we recorded a song at. We took a couple songs to NRG and recorded
Sacramento.
with Jay. And there's another song we recorded in Sacramento. So I thought at the end of the day, we ended up with like an EP of like
6 songs.
basically demos.
Yeah.
Right. But they sound good enough. And like the whole thing was that we were going to like shop it and get a record deal and do an actual band thing.
Which there were people interested at the time.
Here's the thing, dude. We had an agent, if I remember correctly, and we were shopping a label. At the time, you were not in P.O.D. You had left.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like, we're right in the middle of like getting this like shop. And we're like, okay, we're going to start shopping the stuff. We're going to start playing shows. I get a call from Marcos one day. He goes, dude, hey, I just got a call from Sonny, dude.
Yeah.
They want me to come back to P.O.D.
Well,
And I was like, hey, dude,
it's a little more complex than that, but
basically that's what happened. And I'm like, well, you can't not do that.
Yeah.
So, we kind of, the Daylight Division thing kind of got put on the back burner.
Yeah.
And then we just finally, after like 15 years, I just said, fuck it. Let's get a DistroKid and we'll put it out on DistroKid. So now it's out. It's
been out for a week now.
It's been out for a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we put it out last Friday. It's called Daylight Division.
Daylight Division EP.
Yeah.
It's our blood, sweat, and tears through that moment in time.
Yeah.
So
that's really cool for you to be able to say like, do your thing. I know that could create, some people will, it's just like me and him were talking earlier, we were talking about some other stuff some other opportunities and stuff like that. And I told him in regards to podcasting and stuff like that, because me and him, we love doing this. And I was like, hey, like if you have an opportunity to do something bigger, that's going to be super beneficial for you. Don't feel like you have to hang back and wait for me. Go do your thing, bro. I want you to eat. Like I want my friends to eat. You know what I mean? And there's some people who were like, the motherfucker left me, and like, bro, we were supposed to have a thing going. He fucked it all. People get like that. I've seen it. You know what I mean? And to have level egos.
Yeah.
That's big.
I think our friendship and just our relationship in general as homies, like he knows the game. He was in it. And I think Dave doesn't get enough credit for what he's done in Papa Roach.
Mm.
A lot of people don't even know, like, this guy's an artistic dude in every sense of the word. Like graphic designer, he designs clothing, like everything. A lot of people, correct me if I'm wrong.
This is my hat right here.
Okay, but correct me.
On Teespring, you can go buy one. Okay, anyway.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you created the upside down roach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
that's
so
mine.
that's a big deal when you
And
think
the original logo with the mixed case, digital, like the digital punk rock look, the what you think of as the original
What I
Papa
see
Roach
when I
logo.
think of
I
eyes,
created both of those things, the upside down icon, dead cockroach, and the font thing.
That's pretty sick if
Yeah,
you think
yeah,
about
yeah,
it. But a lot of people don't connect that with Dave.
Yeah.
And I know that because he told me, and I was like, dude, that's sick, dude.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, thank you, man. I mean, dude, actually, like in that band, like I wore a lot of hats in that band. Like, because when we first started, like I had left, we started in high school, and I had left because my dad put pressure on me. He's like, dude, the band's not going to you're not going to do anything with music. Like, you need to do something with your life. You should go to college. And I'm like, well, I'll go to art school in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole plan was that I would, not my plan, but like what I was trying to do to make my parents happy was like, I'll go get my degree, and then I'll, I thought maybe I'll get into I thought maybe I'll work for like Pixar or something like that.
Yep.
And I was literally like one semester in, and right in the middle of the semester, because my apartment in Seattle at art school, we lived on off-campus housing, and I was right across the parking lot from the studio called Bad Animals Studio, which is a really famous Seattle studio.
Mm-hmm.
And I would see people walking in and out of there all day long while I was home, like doing my designs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what I need to be doing. Like, what the fuck am I doing? And then one night, me and the homies, like we had tripped out on mescaline.
Mm-hmm.
And I was tripping balls, dude. But in that trip, like I had this vision of like, no, you need to
follow the path.
Fuck the art school. You need to follow the path.
Yeah.
And literally the next morning, I called my dad. I said, Dad, I'm quitting art school. I want to come back. I'm going to get in my band. And that's what I'm going to do with my life. And he's like, okay, we'll come get you. Like, we'll come get you this weekend. Or he was like, finish out the semester and then we'll come get you. So that's what I did.
I've never met your dad, but your dad's all your stories with your dad are super cool. Like, Dave built a boat with his dad.
Yeah.
Who builds a boat in the garage with your dad, dude?
Built a fucking 20-foot schooner, like from just like plans. And
what
then he built it like from scratch.
Like Home Depot runs and shit.
Yeah, he went and bought the wood, like all this cool, like exotic wood. I don't even know the names of, like mahoganies and fucking birches and shit like that. And I helped him. Like, I would do like the like when you're sealing the boat, you have to go with like putty, and like do all the rounds and like seal it on it. I was helping him do that and like, sand down shit and whatever. But
you guys have a good
my
relationship.
dad is so cool, dude.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's not normal.
So anyway, like it's very healthy. It's a very healthy.
Yeah. It's all
and
boats and hoes.
Boats and hoes.
and hoes.
But it wasn't. I mean, I had my ups and downs with my dad growing up.
Yeah.
My dad was my stepdad. Like my mom was never really together with my biological dad, and so she had me very young, like at 19, like 20 years old. And
that's a Latino thing.
That's a thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when she met my dad, they had worked together and they started dating, and he stepped into our lives. And it was kind of like, she had told him like, hey, look, if we're going to date or we're going to be together, like it's kind of a package deal. Like, this is my son. And he just stepped right in, and like, he was everything. And that's why, like, when you're talking about a song like Broken Home, you know what I mean? Like that. We wrote that song because like everyone in our band, like I think, most of the guys, except for maybe Jerry, but like that was our life, dude. Like we wrote those words because that's what we've been through that shit, like. But to have my dad come in and he ended up adopting me, and like, so I always consider like, dude, I have the man that, he was my bio dad, the man who I have genetics, but then there's my dad, who's been there basically my entire life, like since I was like 1.5, 2 years old.
Yeah.
Same story. Same story.
Yeah. It takes a lot, man. It's kids. I mean, they're hard. Yeah. They're hard as a whole, and
I don't even know what the fuck story I was in the middle of because I went off on like 5 different tangents.
But see, that's what was beautiful about it.
Yeah.
It was amazing, man.
Yeah.
The boat was the pinnacle little spot that just took you there, dude. And I remember when you told me, "Hey, I'm gonna go down and help my dad finish building his boat," and I'm like, who says that?
Who builds a boat?
You know what I'm saying? I feel special because there's not many people that can say, dude, my boy's building a boat. in his garage with his dad.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
That's that's a trip. Yeah, I don't think I have that one.
It's a trip.
Well, you were saying though, you left art school, you came back,
Oh yeah.
and you joined the band.
So
again.
my dad graciously comes back up, gets me from art school. I move back into the house, and by this time, Papa Roach had found another drummer.
Yep.
And like they were doing their thing, like local coffee shop shows, little punk rock shows here and there, backyard parties and shit. So I get back, and I have to fucking call Jacoby and be like, "Hey, dude, I need to get back in the band." Like, I had to convince them to let me back in the band. They're like, "Dude, we're already, you know, we're established, dude. Yeah. Like, what do you want?" And I'm like, no, dude. No, you need to let me back in the band. And so for like a year after I came home, I moved over to like percussion and backing vocals.
Oh, wow.
Until our drummer, Ryan Brown, the drummer they found to replace me, he decided he didn't want to do it anymore. He's like, we're not going to, you know, so he leaves the band. I'm like, perfect, dude, let's go. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, Kobe, I already know all the songs. And at that time too, like I was our manager. I was like doing all our logos, all our merch, like, you know, working on, we were putting out independent music. So like I had an account at disc makers that like we put out our first demo tapes through. So I was wearing so many different hats. That's like, I was invaluable to the band, you know what I mean? Like it was like, I was indispensable.
Yeah. If you leave, they lose 10 people.
Yeah. You know, so then just like my role as the drummer in the band was just kind of part of what I did. You know, I was also helping Kobe write lyrics and shit too, or coming up with ideas for whatever it is I was just in full on creative process. Anything creative that we were doing, like I had my hands in it. Yeah. So, and that's what I did. You know, that's what I did with, I wasn't just the drummer that they hired or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, we were like these kids trying to make our fucking dreams happen. And we were just doing everything we could to like make it happen. And we did it.
What age would this be? Like what, 19, 20?
Yeah. I want to say, so I moved out. I went to art school at 18 and I was still 18.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I was back in the band still back at 18. And then when things started to really roll for us, when we really started cooking as an independent band, putting out independent music, merch and all that, I was probably like 21, 22. And then I think we got our record deal when I was 23. And we were fucking like worldwide. Like I was 23 years old, like fucking worldwide. But that's not even the crazy part. Tobin, our bass player, he was 19, dude. Triple platinum recording artist, worldwide success. He's 19 years old, touring the world. Like all of us were just babies.
Yeah.
We were babies, dude.
You know, that's kind of the cycle.
Yeah.
Whether you're an athlete, a musician, if you get any type of celebrity, kind of, you know, what would the word be? Notoriety.
Yep.
And you look at these kids nowadays, when I look at athletes or when I look at bands, and I'm like, dude, they're so young.
Yeah.
And they have to deal with this hurricane of a whirlwind storm.
I'm sure.
And deal with all that comes with that.
Yeah.
I wish I would have, during my moment when Satellite, we were like the biggest band in the world at that moment.
And you were how old about
I was 23.
20, see?
Yeah.
And I was like in the eye of the storm. Yeah. Everything, because everybody shifts.
Yep.
That's when your family comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know, and everyone's like, oh, you think you're way better than everybody now or whatever. You know, you start getting the guilt trips and everyone wants a little piece of this or a little piece of that. You got to help your family out.
Yeah.
And you're like sitting there going, whoa, like we're on MTV right now. Like we're on top of the world in every country. I know, you know, it's just overwhelming.
I bet.
And I don't think I appreciated it where my head was at.
Yeah.
Or like I would appreciate today.
Do you, at that moment, when you're like that high up, is it a feeling of like, how do we get even higher? Is that why maybe you're not in the moment to appreciate it?
It's like this. So all these things are happening. This is my take on it.
Yeah,
so all these, and I'll be the first to tell you, dude, like I was not ready for what happened to us. Like,
I'm sure.
I thought I was. I'm like, this is what I want. It's my dream and shit. And then when it's happening, I'm like, this is not at all like I fucking thought it was going to be. Like, what the, oh my God, dude. Like all this, like it was nuts. But because you're in the ball, your eyes on the ball and you're in the trenches with your homies. And the management, the label, everyone's like, okay, we're doing this next, we're doing that next. So you're constantly just focusing on what's the next thing we're going to do.
Yeah.
Not that like necessarily like, oh, we're going to keep getting bigger. It's like, we just have another thing on the itinerary to accomplish. And by the time you finish that, then, now we're working on the next record, and now we're doing this. And then you just are constantly
just in
kept
this
on this
process.
like,
that
you're just trying to like tread water.
You're
to
trying
like,
not to burn out.
yeah.
You're definitely trying not to burn out.
Absolutely.
I got to a place where I was like, dude, another plane, train, automobile.
Yeah.
And it was so numbing. Like I was like leaning my head up against the plane window. Like this is,
It's just exhausting.
I'm exhausted.
Huh? Yeah.
And I don't want to complain because this is what I wanted.
Yeah.
But you know what, dude? Like, watch what you ask for.
Yeah.
And just make sure that you're grateful.
Yeah.
But I also know that I wasn't able to enjoy it because I realized how many insecurities and things that were getting magnified. Because I think during that time, there's the biggest magnifying glass on you as an
100%.
individual, as a band. And you're just kind of sitting there going,
Don't
dude,
fuck this up.
this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Because in any internal issues that you're trying to hide, like, dude, I don't want this magnified.
Yeah.
I got personal issues that I don't want people to know about. And then it was like becoming magnified without me wanting it to. Hey, dude, we got you on the cover of like, let's say for me, I was a big dude at that time.
Yep.
Me too.
Oh, we got you.
Me too.
We got you on the cover of Guitar World. You're the biggest thing ever. And I'm like, dude, I should be happy about this, but I'm not happy about who I am right now.
Yeah.
And now I got to get a picture and try to look cool in front of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
No, I
and,
feel
and,
that.
and it's just one of those things where
At that age too, though. I mean, like at that
dude.
young
It's
age, it's like you're still trying to figure out how to become a man.
yes.
Yeah.
You got all this chaos. I could only imagine. I mean, I'm speaking from zero experience, but just the discussion, like you have all this chaos, nonstop things going around you, and I couldn't even imagine trying to handle that.
It's an additional pressure. That's something that we never had to experience. But like, I can't imagine. I remember the shit I was into at my early 20s and stuff like
the
that.
Bar.
Yeah, I was into some shit. I couldn't imagine. I remember trying to figure shit out. I can't imagine having that kind of weight on me at the same time.
I don't know, you guys. We had a spiritual thing going on with our band.
Yep.
And there was a lot of outside voices trying to tell us who to be. And we were very impressionable as young men.
Of course.
And
Because you guys were, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys were like more of a Christian rock band, correct?
You know what? We never wanted that.
Like secular Christian almost.
Well,
or
it
something.
wasn't
I don't
even
know
that
how
we
you
were
call it.
trying to be that.
Yeah.
But because our singer and we all have faith.
Yep.
We weren't DC Talk, no offense, like whatever, if you like that stuff,
Yep.
or Striper, awesome, whatever, they do their thing. We were just trying to
Or Demon Hunter.
Yeah,
They
or
came
Demon-
later,
yeah,
but yeah.
like we just
That's
actually we
pretty
just
cool,
took
though.
them on tour
Yeah.
out in South America this
Yep.
like past December. So anyways, long story short, to me all that stuff is just like nor here nor there because it's like it's a personal thing.
Yep.
And the industry tries to take something and magnify it in the sense of like how
Like,
can
oh,
we
you should be the
how-
billboard
how-
for
how can-
Christian rock.
how
And
can
it's
we
like,
sell this?
Yeah.
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 So I was like, nah, dude, music is about what's here. And it should be about my struggle, our struggle. This is our struggle,
Yeah.
the highs and the lows. And if you listen to P.O.D's music, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Alive is a song about being on that high.
Bro, that's all.
Yeah.
You know, Boom is about flossing because we grew up in the neighborhood. Like we're here to freaking, Southtown's the same thing. We're proud of our hood.
Yep.
It got so complex and all these people started coming out of the woodworks trying to tell us who we needed to be and how we needed to live. I don't regret anything, but my first marriage, I kind of got pressured into it because it's the right thing to do. When I go to therapy and they're like, you probably should have never got married.
Oh wow.
That kind of stuff. And those are things that become very, I'm not trying to whine and be all,
but it's the
woe is
reality.
me, but it was the reality of what I went through during that moment. That's why all I can say is it's a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, it's all magnified. And internally, if you're dealing with stuff, because when you're a young 23-year-old kid growing into a man,
Yeah.
and then you're making money,
Yeah.
On top of
and
that.
you come from a family, that doesn't really have it, everyone's like, bro, everyone's coming at you. And that's why I felt I was in the middle of the hurricane, the eye of the storm. I could see everything coming at me, and I was just like numb, not trying to cave in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What got you? Like, I mean, how did you start playing music? What got you?
Funny
into
story,
playing?
because what he said about his records and his aunt, my cousin was a drummer and he played in a bunch of metal bands. I was around, it's either 8 or 10, I can't remember, but he goes, hey, come to my room, because we were having a family party or whatever, and he had a vinyl player, and he pulls out Iron Maiden's Life After Death. So Eddie's coming out of the grave, and he goes, check this out. Me and my other cousin, Joe, were just watching, because we were young. He was older than us, like probably about 8 years older. And he put it on, and you could hear the and it was that album. And when you hear Bruce Dickinson, scream for me, Long Beach, scream for me, Long Beach. And then when I think they went into Trooper or something, and the crowd's just like, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's what I want to do right there, man.
Wow.
And so that kind of just hit me like a ton of bricks. And it didn't really solidify it yet, because then Monsters of Rock, they had commercials on TV. I don't know who it was, but Scorpions or somebody sliding across the stage straight. And at that time, I was like all Top Gunned out. I had like F-14s in my room. I was all about, I wanted to be a pilot. I had a plan. Mom, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to be a pilot. Then I'm going to be an airline pilot and go to Air Force. And then that just killed it. I saw that guy sliding across the stage playing guitar, and I'm all, dude, that's what I want to do. And then everybody was like tripping on me. And my mom's like, wait, but you're supposed to be the first one to go to college and do all this crap. And I'm all, nah, I want to be a rock star. Dude, so, and I didn't really know how I fit in, because at the time, rock was very Anglo-driven. And I'm a Chicano kid.
Except for Richie Valens, dude.
Well, that or Santana. Those were the two go-tos. Hey, mijo, you're going to play just like Santana, right? And I was like, all right, I love Santana. Yes, I am. That's my goal. But I was like looking at bands like Metallica, Slayer, freaking Iron Maiden, Queensryche, Depeche Mode, The Cure, Beastie Boys.
Butthole Surfers.
And you know, just all these bands. And I'm sitting there going, how do I fit in?
Yeah. Yep.
My hair's kinky. Other than when Slash came out, I was like, I'm not going to have that long hair. It's going to be a fucking afro.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know. So I was a Chicano kid learning how to play guitar, 13 years old. I taught myself, wearing Dickies and Nike Cortez. And I'd be like telling people I was delusional, because people were like, what do you do? I'm going to be a rock star. So hey, in 10th grade, I'll never forget, dude, in 10th grade. So think about this Chicano kid cruising around telling everybody you're gonna be a freaking rock star. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Suicidal was the closest thing at the time. So then I was like, yeah, well, I don't know. I'm just gonna do it. So our 10th grade teacher, Miss Ko, she was Korean, and she was like, I want everyone, when we start this semester, to go around and introduce yourself. This was at Hilltop High School down at Chula Vista. And introduce yourself, your name, and where you see yourself 10 years from now, and what you want to do. Everyone's getting up. Hi, my name is so-and-so, and I'm going to be a doctor, a lawyer, a fireman. I get up there, delusional. Dude, I'm going to be a rock star. So you know, in school, everyone just starts cracking up, dude.
At that time, too, it's rough.
And it was rough. And then all of a sudden you hear somebody, more like America's Most Wanted, homie. You know, like that. So I remember that. Here's the tie-in. Years later, I'm downtown San Diego cruising down the street, and some dude from that class comes up to me out of nowhere. I'm at a street light, and he goes, hey, are you Marcos? And I had already gotten my deal with P.O.D. and everything. And he goes, I go, yeah, dude. He goes, bro, you did it. You did it, man. And I just looked at him and go, what do you mean? I was in your class in 10th grade when you told everybody that you were going to be a rock star, dude.
Wow.
And that's just crazy.
That's wild.
That's why I think there's a purpose and a plan for everybody.
Yeah.
And I was just telling somebody, dude, I've only been in 2, other than the side projects I've done after.
Yeah.
I grew up with people trying to make it all the time.
Yeah.
Dude, look, I went from this band to this band. They're trying super hard to make it, right?
Yeah.
I started in a punk rock band called Chicken Farm, which was a Chula Vista band, Dead Kennedy song.
Okay.
And then after that, I became a thrash band called Eschatos.
Okay.
And I was trying to do Sepultura, Slayer, and I was singing and screaming, rah, rah, playing guitar. And the drummer at the time was Wuv, who was the original drummer for P.O.D. And then there was a scene kind of growing in Chula Vista where Inside Out came out of, which is Act de la Roca from Rage Against the Machine was in. There was a band called House of Suffering, Unbroken, and we would go to these punk rock hardcore shows. And they were mixing in rap and rhyming with their flow, but with hardcore music. It was heavy and just the energy.
Yeah, yeah.
And we would go to those shows and we're like, dude, we want to do something like that. Marcos, you can just do background screaming and let's get someone who can flow. And I'm like, who's going to flow? And that's how we ended up getting Sonny. Because Sonny was in a rap group with his two homies called Unlicensed Product. And they were just street rapping. And then that we did our first practice. And then that was how P.O.D. was born. Wow. So I go, that's how I know destiny is like, hey, bro, I had that dream in my heart as a kid, getting in a band, and it went from one little punk rock band to one other band that was a thrash band that turned into P.O.D. And I'm still here doing P.O.D.
Yep.
It's so like when in both your guys' journeys like this, like it's very interesting to me, you know, what is it like when it goes from, you know, you got the band, kind of the structure down, you got the members, you got some songs going, you're playing coffee bars, you're playing bars, you're playing parties,
fucking parking lots and shit too.
And then all of a sudden, like what is that one thing that just goes from that moment to like that next big moment? You're like, oh shit, this is fucking going somewhere.
I mean, I can't point it down to one thing. It's a bunch of, it's like jumping on every little opportunity that we could, when we could.
Yeah.
So, like I said, in the early days, I was managing the band, and we were just playing backyard parties and coffee shops. But I was like, we need to be playing clubs. So I put on this persona as the manager. I had a name for him. It was Chachi Arcola. So I would call a club, be like, this is Chachi Arcola. I manage a band called Papa Roach. We're from Buckner. We know what spots are, and it just was having the courage of, like, I would call this club Berkeley Square. There's this dude, Bailey, who used to book the shows there. And it was just having the courage to be like, or the confidence or the delusionalness of knowing, like, being like, fuck, we could do it. We just have to try. You know what I mean? So I would call the club and like, hey, we want to play your club. We have a following in Vacaville. We don't know like what we can draw. And he's like, well, the best I can do is like a Monday night opening. Fucking, we'll take it. And then, you know, like you play a couple of those, and then maybe some people from your hometown come down, start seeing you play. Yep. And then, you know, it starts to grow a little bit. Then next thing you know, you're playing like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Next thing you know, we're like headlining Friday night. Yeah. Local, you know, regional band. Like we were kind of beyond local band at that point, but we're like regional band.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's just one club. You got to do that at every club, like the Cactus Club in San Jose, like the Phoenix Theater in Novato, or like whatever. Like you just work it. Like it's a grind. You start in your hometown and you spiral out. Like that's how we did it.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is before social media, so we're passing out flyers. We're driving to wherever we were playing to, putting up flyers on, or if like we had a show, I think we used to do mailing lists. So people would sign up for the mailing list. We'd have every show we were playing for that month on the list, make sure it got out on time so that people knew. And people just word of mouth, and it just starts to grow. And that's how we did it.
I don't know how true it is, but I think this is my opinion as with regards to today. You were just discussing downstairs about the whole bike, what was it, the event?
Yeah, Chopperfest.
Yep. And which we went to. Yeah, we had been there. David Mann, Chopperfest.
And I'm in a lot of different. I do DJ. I'm in the music industry. I do my bands. I have a band with Dave. I do a bunch of things. And somebody that I trust was like telling me, it's with AI and all the stuff that's going on today, it's all going to be about community.
100%.
So community is the key to success moving forward. And what you're talking about, going around and grinding and all that, you need to dominate your region.
Yeah.
And build a community there, and then branch out little by little. And I think that's the key to success with regards to a brand, with regards to
I see how that crosses over to everything.
Yeah. So when I think about that, it's super important. So anybody out there trying to start something, focus on your pond.
Yeah.
People try to start something and then go out and like take over the whole ocean. I'm like, no, dude, focus your pond, and then you take the lake. And then after the lake, you can move into, down the streams and get into.
What do you think about this angle though? Like with the internet and social media, like back in when we came up, your community was your town.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's almost like the physical location isn't as important as finding the people who are like-minded or like interest online. You know what I mean? Like people are building communities that way. It's like a different form of community. It's like a virtual community, you know?
Well, there's keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
And then there's real people.
Yeah.
It's the real people that are going to make the difference always. Tangible.
Yeah.
And I think that the internet is a tool. It's like money. It comes and goes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't define you. Some people, they do. And I'm like, well, it shouldn't define you. It's not who you are. But it's a tool. We need it. The internet's that
It's the biggest marketing platform in the world.
But it's noisy.
It is so noisy.
And noisy gets people not to focus.
And
so if you
volatile.
if you get a community that's actually tangible, like us four in here, and we all believe in that community, then we've built. It's like some Amway shit.
Yeah.
You start this pyramid effect, and then you have a full-on big
Amway. Oh Jesus! Oh man! That took me a second right there.
You know what I meant by that, right?
My parents were Amway dealers, bro.
Man.
Holy shit!
But what I'm saying is a pyramid, and it creates this community. And a promoter in the EDM world actually told me that it's not. It's about community now. And I was like, yeah, people can say all this stuff, but if you have a community, it's like almost like your own church.
Yeah.
And your church is, like it's a nonprofit. So now you have all this thing going on there. Like you can create something, and then people want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of that community, dude.
Yep.
That's what I think the future is with all this AI. You can replace all these jobs, but if you have a community like what you have, what I can see here with your organization, you have a community.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to keep you.
It's funny because you said that, because I am a big community person. That same like mindset, that same thought. Like I've been doing this for a long time now, and I've seen brands and companies come and go, and it's like, dude, I try to do things that helps our community. Like, you know what I mean? Like our community of riders, whether it's putting on group rides, helping with events, like all that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, like I do this because I love these bikes. You know what I mean? Am I trying to provide for my family and make a living? Of course. You know what I mean? But it's a hard living right now, but it's like, dude, I'm not, you had to have this passion, just like you guys. I mean, you don't just sit there and grind out club shows and, like you said, starting Monday nights and stuff because you're just trying to like make money doing it. The passion pushes you so hard that you're like, no matter what, we're fucking doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's huge. That's crazy. It's hard.
One thing I really admire about like the motorcycle community in general. And then especially like, Harley, and there's so many different aspects and what I want to say, like group, like cliques within. Well, there's so many cliques within even the Harley community.
Oh yeah.
Because you're just like your bagger guys, your chopper guys, your the guys who are like hopping on the new Pan Ams now, like doing their thing on that. And then there's like the purists who like, no, I'm only building like like whatever, like custom choppers and shit. And then there's guys who do like the what do you call it? Like the fucking like your like your soft tail. What's the name of the like the style, like your club bikes kind of like or your
cafe guy,
the cafe, whatever racer. It is, but everyone's just doing it because they love what it is, and that's why I mean, like what got me into riding in the first place is like my uncle Dan, like when I was a kid, he lived out in Phoenix, but he had a green like 1978 shovel FL that he built the chopper. He like built like this long, like raked out, like front end with like Springer front end with like raked out twisted forks and shit. And he did all that shit himself. And I remember like my family would go visit him, and I understand it now, but I didn't understand it then. Like we'd be in like the room I'd be in my cousin's room, and I would hear like I hear like fucking bike at the front door. He would have to keep his bike inside the house.
Yeah.
And this is like this little tiny house like in Phoenix where my aunt and uncle live. Scared the shit out of me, dude. I was like, oh my God, why is Uncle Dan bringing his bike in the house? Like now I get it. Like it's like because that's your fucking baby, dude.
Yeah.
Like you don't want anyone fucking with it or like.
Yeah.
But he was like the first like he was a biker through and through.
Yeah.
And later on, like when I started getting into ride, like so a lot of my uncles ride. My dad rides. He's more of a like a adventure touring kind of guy. But he has
Goldwing.
No, he had a like a V-Strom. You know what I mean? And then but he just went out and bought like a CF Moto Ibex.
Oh, sick.
But he also has like a Heritage Softail.
Gotta have the Heritage Softail.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but like my dad rides, he's been riding ever since I can ever remember. My Uncle Dan, my Uncle John ride, like all my uncles and cousins ride. And I didn't get into riding until I was about 30 years old or so. And then I got my first bike at probably 33. So, you know, by the time I got my first Harley, which is I still have, and it's my never sell bike. It's an 08 Softail. Yeah. And like love it or hate it, but it's my first bike and it's my baby, and I'm
pride and joy, man.
That's, you know what I mean? Now I have like 4 other bikes, but for me,
it's an addiction, dude.
It is. It really is. And I had that one bike for like 12, 13 years. And then just within the last 2 years, I got 3 other bikes.
Yeah.
Because it started clicking.
I'm kind of glad right now I don't have like a lot of money because I'd have too many bikes. I mean, I have a lot of bikes now, but I keep seeing all these bikes on Marketplace going for a good price. And I'm like, well, I could grab that one right now.
Everybody's in the same position trying to make a buck.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is for me, like Dave said, Dave's able to get a collection going.
Yep.
Every time I get a bike and then I get it to where I want it, I end up selling it. Yeah. And then I get something new and start
you get
all
a
over.
New one. Yeah, but that's part of the deal too,
and I'm
dude.
like, man,
or like
if I would have just kept, just like guitars, would have just kept them all.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be like, oh, yeah, dude, I have this one. I have that one.
A collection.
Or you get a bike and you're like, no, I'm just going to put some bars on it. Like, just make it comfortable enough for me. Next thing you know, like, boom, you unlock Pandora's box, dude, and you're just in it, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I made a meme the other day. It's like a couple sitting on a nice tropical island vacation and shit. I'm like, this could have been you, but you had to customize your fucking bike.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that.
That's so
it's
funny.
Like, dude, like, think of all the money like we dropped just like on custom parts and builds and like. And I'm not even like one of the guys who does like heavy engine work.
Yep.
And that's a whole other, like, that's a whole other game. I do like bars, risers, and like some doodads and shit. And like, I get it to kind of where I like, but I don't like fucking around with the engines because it's hard to keep them reliable. So I'm not really an engine work guy, but my friend, you know, Russ.
Yep.
Russ at RJ's Customs up in Caldwell.
Shout out.
Shout out to Russ. Yo.
Yep.
Like, dude, he's deep in that work. Like, he has his own shop just as you do. And you guys are deep in it. And like, he knows his shit. You guys all know your shit. And like, it's a whole, like, I just have so much like respect for like anyone who really gets in there and like tears down their whole fucking bike all the way to the frame, engine all apart.
Yep.
Replaces all the parts and like do all the upgrades, put it all back together, do all the wiring, like putting the wiring harness all shit back in. And then you end up with these just beautiful pieces. I consider custom bikes like artwork. Dude.
Yeah, they definitely
they really are. Dude.
It takes a special kind of autism.
For
that kind of stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Like this guy right here. Like I'll see him when he built that the FXR. I remember coming into the shop and I just seen wires. Like he was doing the whole harness and he was like, oh yeah, it's easy. I was like, yeah, sure, bro.
Yeah.
Sure.
But see, it's just like anything else, like learning how to play an instrument.
Yep.
You didn't just, I mean, there's a lot of trial and error, I would assume, but you probably saw like somebody do it. Yeah. Like you kind of evolve as you go.
Just nerd out on things. Yeah. Like for me, like I didn't have, like coming up, I didn't have, my dad wasn't into stuff like this. You know what I mean? My grandpa wasn't into stuff like this. Like my grandpa did woodwork. So that got me as a young age, learning how to work with my hands. You know, I kind of account a lot of things to just that one thing. Mm-hmm. Like learning how to work with your hands is actually a really great skill set to have. You know what I mean? And then, you know, I'm luckily not stupid, right? You know, maybe made some stupid decisions, but not, you know.
Well, that's part of the growth.
Yeah. So I got into cars. When I was 16, I bought a Volkswagen Bug. And my buddy was into them real heavy, you know, and his dad was into them real heavy. And I bought one because I was like, yeah, that's fucking cool, you know, and had a little hot rod, you know, and had to work on it all the time. And I just taught, like, his dad helped me learn. He helped me learn. And that's what got me like into like mechanical stuff.
That little engine and them V-dubs, man.
Yeah,
I had a 69 bus.
Yup.
With the big moon roof on the back.
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah.
I bought it for like $500.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
I wish I never got rid of it, dude.
I want to do a bug so bad again. I would love to do a bug.
That was the shaggin' wagon in my teenage years, dude.
Dude.
And it rusted out and everything. Pumping brakes going down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh my God. I remember one time in my bug and it would do something wild with the shifter, you know, and I got mad and I'm doing 50 miles an hour down the street and I smacked it and I just busted it completely out of the floor.
God.
And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm just running stop signs now. Like, oh shit. Like,
yeah, dude.
But you know, they're fun, man. Like, I don't know.
You don't realize how small that engine is.
Oh, yeah,
Like you think about it later, you're like, man, these engines in these bugs and buses were tiny.
Yeah.
Little flap would come down and you know, the getaway, use a tire to let it drop down if you want to work on it.
Well, my friend, one of my best friends had a bug and I used to fucking give him. I never understood the bug. I mean, they look cool. I've seen some cool shit.
Yeah,
but his wasn't cool or anything like that. You sound like the fucking Jetsons.
The pea shooters and shit. Yeah,
but and like every other
Herbie.
Yeah.
Every other day he would call me. He's like, "Hey, can you come give me a hand? I'm stuck in the street." Like, And then he was always just working in the parking lot on his.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of the FXR.
Yeah. It's a chopper, dude.
Always working on it. Dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I would break down in the same spot every week.
My dad's dad had a couple different bugs that because he was part of this thing called the Rock Club, like out here in Southern California, or Rock Hounds. That's what it was. And they would take bugs and they turned them into like dune buggies, not like chopping off, but they chopped off like the rear fenders and like the open back with like
little Baja bugs,
like a Baja bug. Yeah, exactly. And he had like two of those, and like I just remember like going out in like Red Rock Canyon, like we just go like rock hunting and shit like that, and like we go like do some gnarly like 4-wheel drive shit on the trail.
Yeah.
Just being like, holy shit, like we're all tipped sideways and shit. Like and it's a fucking bug, but it's like it was dope, dude.
Yeah.
It was all like, you know, they put like suspension in it and stuff like that so it could do 4-wheel stuff.
Did it have roll bars?
Yeah, on the inside.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now they're putting like Hayabusa motors and shit in them, and fucking LS motors and fucking, you know, just
that would be
it gets
sick.
crazy.
LS swap.
Dude.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah,
that thing's vibrating and shit.
Oh yeah, I mean, but it's like that. That's what for me. That's what kind of caught the bug, right? Of fucking around with mechanical shit though, like, you know. And then I got into old cars. So then I had like older hot rods and things like that, you know. And then I started working for a frame manufacturer when I was 19, where I'm from. And then that was during the Fat Tire Chopper days, you know, fucking West Coast Chopper days, Orange County Choppers, all the TV shows at that time. We were the biggest aftermarket frame manufacturer in the country. And so I was a machinist there, learning all that shit and not affording to build a bike. And I got my first bike when I was 29. You know, 1969 Ironhead.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Those were right side shifts, so the shift and brake are on the opposite sides. You know, kickstart only. Bought it fucking bone stock bike and built a hardtail chopper out of it.
Damn, dude.
Everything I did, like I started in choppers because choppers. I love choppers.
That's one of the things like on my bucket list. Like I've never like a lot of my homies have built choppers.
Yeah.
And I go to all the shows and I see all these just beautiful fucking machines and I'm like, one of these days I'm just gonna have to fucking
just go get a $2,000 Sportster, dude.
Yeah.
$2,000 Sportster, throw a hardtail on it, dude, and start having some fun.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, you
That'd be sick.
That's like scratching the surface. You know what I mean?
And
scratching the itch, dude. The next thing you're doing a knucklehead.
That's the thing. Like the thing about like the older bikes, like the custom built choppers is like when we went to Chopper Fest or we've been to like Born Free. Like we went to Born Free a couple years. Beautiful shit, you know? And then like, so I'm on like my 08, like, you know, I'm on, you know, I'm like the fucking, it's fuel injected, right? Battery.
Oh yeah.
Fucking, and like, I'm seeing all these beautiful fucking bikes and shit. And then like the guys fucking, okay, we're ready to leave. And like, they're all fucking kicking their bikes for like 15, 20 minutes. And finally it starts and, hey, I got to adjust the carburetor and shit. I'm like, my bike starts right up, dude. Like I can start up and ride out of here. That's kind of why I was like, I don't know if I want to go all in that world. But
have that for your second bike.
Yeah.
Well,
you know,
you need all the rat guys.
Yep.
The rat bikes. Like I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
when they're shifting back here,
Oh, yeah.
doing weird shit. I'm like, bro,
I've
I
had
don't
that
even know.
too. Yeah,
Oh,
foot
yeah.
clutches and suicide shit.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, I don't
those
need
are
it. I
gnarly.
don't need that extra worry while I'm out
I'm
on
not a
the
fan.
road, man.
I'm
Like,
not a fan.
Bro, one of my friends has
It
one
is
like
dope,
that.
though.
Yeah.
With jockey shifting and
Oh,
stuff like
yeah.
that. And he was just like,
With
"It's
like
cool."
the chain, like a chain
Yeah,
linkage
yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
He's like, it's all cool, but like when you get to a stop sign on a hill, bro,
Oh, it's the worst, dude.
it's like it's a
God.
gamble.
The only saving grace on my bike had a front brake because a lot of those guys in the
yeah.
choppers, they usually don't have a front
Yeah.
brake.
yeah.
And so they got, you got your foot in here for the clutch and then this is the brake. And it's like, what do you fucking do on a hill?
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I that was my only saving, but I still didn't care for it because you're still in like, like sketched on one foot trying to
Yeah.
take off and shit, man. Maybe I just don't have that much coordination, I'm already top heavy.
I mean, it's
You
just too much work.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You look,
But-
you got big people legs. Like,
I do, luckily.
Yeah.
I still hold myself up.
well,
But,
you look a lot weirder if you had like
chicken legs.
that,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
upper body with regular people legs.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, we've all
No.
seen those guys wearing shorts riding their bikes out there.
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Got them that 8-inch
Freaking little
inseam.
freaking twigs out there.
Yeah. What got you into riding?
You know what, man? To be honest with you, it's weird. I've always wanted to ride, and then we ended up meeting a radio personality down in San Diego, Michael Halloran for 91X,
Mhm.
and
Oh, wow.
he rode, and he was like, "Dude, what's up? When are you gonna get a bike?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm just kind of, I don't know." And then we started talking how he, at the time San Diego Harley hooked up Mike Ness
Okay, yep.
from Social
Yep,
D with
Social
a
D.
bike, and they're like, "Dude, they're willing to hook you up if you want to, take the course and go through it and do all this stuff." And
What?
So
Wait, what?
I think you might have missed that wave.
I'm like, hey,
so I ended up taking it. No, well, dude, that's how it happened.
That's sick. That's a sick story.
I
That's
ended up
dope.
taking the course.
Yeah.
And then the whole band took the course.
Oh, wow.
And they ended up, corporate came in because the guy who was the head of Harley was a guy named Dino Bernacchi,
Mm-hmm.
who used to work for, I might be getting Pontiac GMC.
Mhm.
So then he was running all of Harley's stuff. He found out we were working with San Diego Harley on a deal, like an endorsement deal.
Yeah, yeah.
And he goes, "Dude, if my boys P.O.D are doing this, I'm stepping in." So corporate's stepping in. So corporate ended up giving us each our own Harley Davidson bike.
Yeah.
This was like 2011.
Yeah.
And so I've only been riding since like 2010 because I was getting rentals and riding around. But
That's like when I started riding, like 2010,
2010,
2009, something
So
like that.
they gave us each our own bike of our choosing. And then we did a show for San Diego Harley, and they gave us each. It was either like $5,000 or $8,000 each in spare parts.
Oh, wow.
Damn,
So
dude.
we got all our bikes tricked out. So my first bike that I owned was a Fat Boy Slim,
Yep, yep.
and with D&D pipes, and it had the bobber seat on it.
Yeah.
And it was one of these guys, one of these old school HA guys, did some transparent flames on it for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or whatever, when you can see through the black flames.
Yep,
Like
yep.
a ghost flame.
Yeah, ghost flames, and
Yep.
then of course I end up selling it and getting a Road Glide.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I went
Everybody
from
does it
Road,
except for me,
from
though.
Road Glide to a Dyna. I
Yep,
had the 2017
yep.
Dyna Lowrider S.
You had the S. That was a good bike.
I wish that's one that I regret
Yeah,
getting
the
rid of.
110.
There was
That 110 was nasty.
It had the gold rims.
Oh, yup,
Yeah,
yup.
dude. So then I got rid of that, and now I'm on a Sporty.
Yeah.
And the Sporty I like because, dude,
1200.
yeah,
Yeah, they're fast. dude.
it just, I can zip around. It's light.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun to just. The only thing is the gas on the long trips.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to pull over, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, you again? You
Yeah.
know,
You'd be fine with me. I like to pull over 80
Yeah.
miles anyways.
Yeah.
I'm like 100-mile to the gas station guy.
so that's
Stop, take a drink of water, get a Gatorade, and then back on the road.
we took the CHP course,
Yep, yep.
so I got the discount on all that,
Yeah.
and then I've been riding ever since, and then we've kind of linked on that
Yep.
and started riding together. We went
Yep.
when I went to Idaho to visit him. We rode in, what was that area about in the mountains back there?
Idaho City.
Idaho
Yep,
City.
We were out to Idaho City.
And the cool thing with touring is on days off, I've been able to say that I've ridden all over the country.
Yeah.
I did the Bayou in New Orleans.
Oh, wow. That'd be fun.
I did in New Jersey up to I forget what that mountain is up there, Bear Mountain or something. I forget what it's called, but
Yeah.
I did that. So I can kind of rent. And recently we went around the Great Lakes. Our hotel was right next to an Indian dealership,
Yep.
and I'm all, dude, what are we doing?
You went to the other team.
And so we went, well,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
well, here's the thing, it was more for just the ride,
Oh,
right? So
I
I go,
agree,
hey man,
I
I don't
agree.
know about Indian, but I can ride an
Did you
Indian.
like it?
It was actually nice.
Yeah.
I rode
I've heard people like. I've never ridden one.
You were Indian curious?
Yeah, well, I was. No, I'm kidding. No, but we ended up riding around up in Michigan and cruising around Indiana. Like I forget where we were exactly, but it ended up being so fun. And our tour manager that we have now, he rides and
Oh yeah.
he did a full on trip from coast to coast, but on these back roads.
Yup.
And he shows me those videos. And he's like, Marvels, because some of our guys are little. I don't want to spend freaking that much to rent a bike on my day off, and I'm like, who cares about the money? It's about the memory, dude.
Yeah, the adventure.
And then be the adventure, be like, hey, dude, I did this, I've done that, I've done this. So that's been the cool thing about it.
Yeah.
But now the family's growing. I have a kid on the way.
Oh, congrats.
You just reminded me of
Yeah,
me, man. Like
yeah.
you have two older
Yup.
kids.
Yup.
I have a 16-year-old, and then I have a 22-year-old,
Yup.
and now I have one in the oven.
Yeah.
Starting all over
Yeah.
again.
Dude, hey,
It's
I just
different,
want to
bro.
let you know you're giving Stacy ideas, dude, because I told her about you and Kelly.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, they're having a new baby girl. She's like, we could have one. I'm like, babe,
Do it.
I'm almost clocked out, dude, because our kids are the
But
same age,
come on,
16 and
Clock
22.
back in, bro.
My bro.
Bro,
I always joke around. I joke around. I
can
say,
see
hey,
the
I'm pulling an Al
light at the end of the
Pacino and
tunnel,
Robert De
dude.
Niro right now.
Yeah.
Dude. They're like in their 80s having kids.
Yeah,
I'm already in the phase where like I don't have to do school drop offs because like my youngest kid drives himself.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And I don't have to do all the whatever.
I
And
wouldn't
the
tell
thing
you
I
unless
do
you really
miss is,
want to do
like-
it, man. I wouldn't tell you to do it.
Yeah.
This was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
I would
And-
tell you to do it.
And the way, well, no,
Dude,
you want a
sign
parent
up for a whole other 18
You,
years.
you want a
dude?
parent to
Bro.
want to be a parent.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how you
yeah.
have all these unwanted kids.
Yeah.
Oh
Man.
yeah, yeah. No, it's
So-
it's legacy, bro. That's what you leave here. That's how I look at it.
Well, it is. And
Yeah.
here's the thing: when I found out about it, we're a blended family.
Yep.
So my girl has her kids, I have my kids, and
Yep.
we ended up talking. And when she told me, I was like, "No." She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No." She's like, "Yeah." I couldn't believe
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah.
And then I go, "Okay, as long as baby's healthy." But then between the two of us, we have nothing but boys.
Oh wow.
So then we both look at each other. Please, I hope it's a girl.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So we didn't hesitate. We did the blood work,
Oh yeah.
and we ended up finding out it's a girl, dude.
Damn,
that's
yeah,
awesome, dude. Yeah.
So with that being said,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, yo, man, I got my girl.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's I was in this like this was my journey on this our daughter was a crazy journey. I won't get into that on the podcast, but I can tell you afterwards. But
they say that about daughters.
Yeah, well, I mean, just even just getting to the point of having another child, because I actually had a vasectomy like
Oh,
when my oldest daughter, who will be 18 this year,
Yeah.
was like 2 weeks old, 2 months old, somewhere around there. So this was a big decision for me to do this again. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to
Wait.
continue this
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
conversation
Reversed it?
because I'm cut too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so now, like, and my lady's like, "Hey, we could." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Dude," and so we'll have
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
conversation
This is
off
crazy.
screen.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But at the end of a multiple year discussion with my wife,
Okay.
it turned into my brain finally understood. Like again, this is what we leave here. No matter all the cool shit, no matter what cool music you make, no matter how cool motorcycles you build, no matter what you do, the legacy that we leave here when we are gone is those kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
That's my
That's
brain
true.
just switched one day.
That would be awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not trying to tell you to do anything. I'm just
Yeah,
telling
yeah,
you.
It's
Come on,
yeah.
man.
We may have this
I'm
situation
like,
at the end of the
oh,
day.
yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
Dom loves your Stace-Dillas.
Yeah.
Stacy, yep.
And that's my 16-year-old son.
His
But
son- so my wife, like,
I'm
when they-
pulling for you, Stacy. I'm
Yeah.
pulling
Oh
for
man,
you.
where's the camera at, babe? Oh man.
How old are you right now?
I turned 50 in a couple months.
Yeah,
shit.
fuck it, run it up,
Dude, I'm 51.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh,
I'm 43.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit younger, but it doesn't matter. Like when you think about when you were 20 and look at the 50-year-olds then,
Yeah.
they were
look
like on
old
their
as
way
fuck.
out, dude. You
Yeah,
know what I
dude.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
We're like
It's-
evolved men,
Yeah,
dude.
dude. I look at that like shit, like, and I mean, we may have gray hair and stuff, but beyond that, it's like we're out here still fucking shit up. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
Like,
That's true.
50's like the new 25,
He's
bro.
getting uncomfortable.
I was like, hey,
Oh man.
He's gonna cut this
man.
part out of the podcast.
Yeah.
So
But isn't the
gotta go.
reversal rate on that? It's kind of a there's a possibility of it not working.
Yeah,
right?
especially the longer you've had it done.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So-
I got mine reversed in 2020. right
Dude,
before COVID.
Me
So
and my lady, our second date literally was her watching me get my vasectomy.
come on, this is gonna be
Like
awesome.
I just met this chick. I go out with her. We go out on this date. We go bowling. We had a great time. And then like I'm talking to her on the phone, and she's like, "What are you doing today?" I'm actually going down to get a vasectomy because I was like because I didn't want to have any like unplanned shit.
Yeah.
She's like, "Can I go watch?"
Oh wow!
I guess so. Come
I
on,
love
dude.
you already.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude. That was our second date, dude.
Yeah,
So
That's your
hey,
goals.
Yeah.
I like how you got your first date.
Tell me.
No, you told me about the height requirement.
Oh yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
That's
so
like
when-
I still love that story. I think about it, cracks me up every time.
So
Because this
I-
guy's genius when this is just gives you a glimpse of his artistic mind as an artist. What you did was so sick, dude.
So all right, so when I first met my wife Stacy, like I was at Concert in the Park, Sacramento, hanging out with my boys, like who they're like on the production, they put it on.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I'm hanging backstage. It's like a cement platform, and I'm looking out in the crowd, and I see this like tall blonde chick like dancing like in the park just to the music and shit. I'm like, and I'm talking to my homie's wife, and I'm all, because Sacramento's, it's a big city, but it's a small town, you know, and a lot of people know each other. So I'm like, who's that chick right there? And she's like, well, I don't know her, but the guy she's dancing with is my friend, so-and-so, whatever. And I thought, oh, well, they're married. That's her husband or whatever like that. And then come to find out, like, oh no, they're not married. Like she was just there, like hanging with him and his wife and their kid and whatever. So I meet she comes backstage after the show, and she's like, she had her son Andrew there with her. She's like, Andrew's really thirsty. Can someone get him some water? I'm like, I'll get him some water. I'm like, perfect. So I go get him some water, and I'm like, hey, what's your name? You know, she's like, oh, Stacy. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you know, like, but I didn't even get her number.
Yeah.
So I had to literally like kind of do some research.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I asked around, and like, she have the Facebook, you know what I mean? And like found out like her name, and
She
I hit
left
her
an
up on
impression,
Facebook.
man.
And I was like, hey, you know, can I ask you out? And she's like, well, I only date tall guys. And meanwhile, like I'm 6 foot, or at least I used to be. I've shrunk since then, but I was 6 foot, but she's 6'2".
Oh,
Okay. So she's like,
wow.
I only date tall guys. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, yeah, you don't meet my height requirement. I only date guys that are like 6'5" and taller. Check this out. So I go I Google this fucking, remember those like,
You got that Turkish leg and
remember those
stretching.
1990s like platform flip-flops the chicks used to wear?
Rocket dogs, yeah.
Right? So I find a picture of those and I send it to her. I go, well, what if I wear these when we're going on our date? And she's like, oh, okay, you're funny. You're funny. I like you. Like, okay. She's like, I'll go on a date with you. And then we went on one date, and we've been together ever since.
Yeah.
all
But
it
I thought
took.
they were Marilyn Manson, Dave Navarro platforms.
No. It was like it was some like they were black, like a black, you know, the black soul, like with the 4-inch heel, like whatever, like that. You know, it was like, yeah. Like, what if I wear these? You know,
Smooth.
Like, she's like, yeah.
Smooth.
I have
make her laugh. And you have her heart, dude.
my wife and mine's like kind of a similar situation, but it was funny because like me and her, we don't even realize know how long we've been together. And so, but I have like in my calendar, like the first date, like the date, it was the day after Valentine's Day. Like our first date was the day after Valentine's Day. And so after Valentine's, it pops up like a little reminder. And I go, oh, today was our first date. I don't know what year it was, but I know this is, you know what I mean? She doesn't either. So, but I do know how I connected to my wife. Like she had mutual friends with me. I seen her on Facebook. We ended up being at a party in Victorville together, right? And I used to tattoo at a tattoo shop. So I rode my fucking sweet ass fucking Ironhead chopper in fucking like early December. So it's freezing fucking outside, but I wanted to like roll out, you know what I mean? So like fucking finish tattooing, roll over there, you know, roll into the house, got my helmet still on for whatever stupid fucking reason. And like, you know, I was like, hey, what's up? I'm Steve, you
Let
know?
her know you rode.
Yeah. Gave her a hug or whatever, you know, she was done after that hug. But then fast forward, it's like we spent the next day like as a group together, and then that was it. And so I didn't have her number. I didn't have anything. So I slid into the Facebook Messenger.
The DMs.
Yeah. You know,
You hit her in
and it was funny because that day after Valentine's Day, last week, I went in my messages and I just started scrolling back, and I was like, I'm gonna find out what year we got together. And I fucking scroll back and I found that first message. And it was me. I said, "Hey, what's up? I think we should be friends." And she said, my friend list is full. Just kidding. Like, we should be, you know what I mean? But it was
That's
like,
dope.
it was fucking funny. I actually screenshot it the other day. I was like, that's fucking funny.
That's awesome.
And it was the same thing though. Like, we met, we went on a first date, and we've been like together ever since. I mean, we work together. We're together 24 hours a fucking day, all day.
That's a shirt.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you can make a shirt.
Oh,
like
yeah, with that
It's
say- yeah, yeah,
it's
my
that
fr-
slogan.
It was,
My friend list is full.
yeah.
Yeah.
it was just fucking funny, but it's that same thing. Like, it's like you find that person, and then it's just like, dude, it just clicks sometimes.
Yeah, and
You
then
know?
they just completely understand you.
Yeah.
It's like you're speaking the same language
Yeah.
without having to say a damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a beautiful. I've been
Yeah.
with my girl almost 5 years,
Yeah.
and it's just when you just know.
Yeah. 100%.
And regardless of all the other stuff like
Yeah.
marriage and all, you
Uh,
just know.
Yeah.
Like, I thought
Dude.
you were married, and you're like,
Yeah.
dude, we're not even really married. We've just been together ever since. I'm like,
Yeah. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we're married in the eyes of God.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, we don't need to bring the fucking government into this fucking
Yeah. Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
dude. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and then the beautiful thing about that is that, like, because there's no legal contract holding us together,
Yeah, you're together because you want to
we
be
wake
together.
up every morning and we choose to be together
Yeah, yeah.
every fucking day, dude.
Oh yeah.
You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean?
That's
And
a-
like,
that's a good way
you
to look
know,
at it, yeah.
of course, like we go through everything just like anyone else. We're like, oh man, I can't
Yeah.
stand this motherfucker. You know?
Oh, yeah.
She's like, fuck this dude, but you know
so
what?
who's that
choose to be
girl
together.
over at the coffee shop that's been winking at you, Dave?
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, we still have it for each other. You're a little
Yeah.
jealous, aren't you? Huh?
Yeah. It's, dude.
No, I know.
Dude, the funniest thing is though, I'll be scrolling on Instagram and like I'll get like all of a sudden Stacy will be looking over my shoulder. She's like, who's that fucking slut? And I'm like, that's my cousin. That's my cousin. Well, why is she so thirsty? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, ask my cousin why she's fucking thirsty.
It's a Mexican thing, bro. It's a Mexican thing.
The thing is, Stacy's not Mexican.
No, she's white. She's hueria.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
you know, I was funny. We were going through the same thing. My wife.
I have a wedia too.
Yeah.
But she's the brownest white girl you'll ever meet, dude.
I
I
tell everybody
guarantee.
the same thing.
Yeah.
My wife she'll eat hot Cheetos
Yep.
7:00 in the morning in bed.
Yeah. That's weird.
But she's from San Bernardino, but
Oh.
she's
Hemet, bro.
Inland Empire.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, yeah.
shit.
she's and
Gotta
she
get down with the hot Cheetos.
she wanted to come so bad because she loves.
Oh, dude, you
I
should have brought her,
know.
dude.
No way, bro. I'm trying to keep her my wife.
All right. Hey, dude. Hey,
But I tell
we're
her,
I
hand
mean,
up, though, man.
have you guys seen? Hey, have you guys seen all these videos that come out like about the torta pounder and all this stuff? Like,
with her son Aiden driving the
no,
Nissan.
but the funny
Altima.
one of the main things. Not saying that your wife is a torta, but is the hot Cheetos is a torta.
Yeah,
hot
that's-
Cheetos.
Bro, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I'm
I
telling
got
you,
the-
bro.
I got 3 little Anglo stepchildren that I love,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they know these terms now, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, "Oh, she's a torta, huh?" And I'm like, you guys, and then and so you got these little blonde guys like
Oh,
talking
yeah.
like this because they're from New York and they're just talking all this shit. I'm like, and their mom's like, "See what she?" And I'm like, "Dude,
It's culture.
the culture,
It's
man.
culture.
They're
Yeah.
SoCal now. That's how it is."
Yeah. That's it. That's
No,
it.
my wife will give me like she'll be talking. She'll like it'll be like 11:00 at night, and she'll roll over and she was like, "I hate that you dated people before me," and I'm like.
Aw,
I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
where did that come from?
Yeah. I'm just like, what the fuck?
You're all,
dude?
babe. That's how I learned everything I know right now.
Yeah.
And you
I don't-
love it.
I don't even play. I don't even play. And it's and I give her shit.
CPAP machine's already on. You know. Fucking.
Dude,
Well,
hey.
I give her shit because, but so her and I met. God damn, she hates it. I don't remember dates and stuff like that. She's on to everything, bro.
Oh.
So she will give me shit because before or we met in Vegas. I was at a bachelor party and she kind of crashed it at the pool,
Yeah.
or whatever. And then we dated for. She was totally in love with me, but I was just like, hey, we need to step back
Yeah.
a little bit. She's gonna hate that. That's not how the story really went.
Oh.
But I was like, hey, you need to back off. I'm doing my thing.
Clingy.
I'm hot right now. Like, let me do my thing. Let me play the field a little bit. So I was like, get out of here. Didn't happen like that at all.
And she said, I am home.
Yeah.
She said, no, I'm
I'm the captain now.
so we we ended up, she had to do her own thing. She had to put her family back together, which I totally respect. And at that time, you know what I mean? I was like, cool, whatever. And then 7-8 years later, she DM'd me on Instagram and she was like, thanks for never changing your name. I got, you know, I was able to find you. And then she was just like, yeah, she was, I'm going through divorce and stuff like that. And I think the way it went was she was in counseling or whatever. And they suggested, you know, she not make amends, but just kind of like
a 12-step program.
Yeah, like put a close to like stuff that she felt like that didn't end exactly right, or whatever reason. I forgot what it was, but she was just like, she's like, sorry for, you know, dipping out on you like that, and you know, this and that, and you know, blah blah. And I remember I was going to my friend's. There's a venue in Old Town somewhere. Brick by Brick, I think it is.
Oh yeah.
And so my friend's band was playing down there, so I was on my way down there, and I was like, who is this? And I was like, oh yeah, she ghosted me. And I was like, man, fuck this bitch. And I was like, no, you know what? That's pretty big. Like, you know, she's going through it.
8 years later.
Yeah, so I was just like, she's going through it. And I was like, you know what? I was like, hey, like, I respect that, you know, like, you know, blah, blah. And then we were kind of like just chit chatting a little bit, just joking around. I was like, well, I'm going to my friend Steve's house up in Riverside. I know you live up in that area. Like, you want to meet up? And we fucking, ever since then.
And you just invited a random person to my house.
She went over there, and then we started.
Hey, dude, Steve, I'm pulling up with this chick, dude. Like, you don't know her, but it's cool.
But it's funny, and it's kind of similar. She had some kids from her marriage and stuff like that, and then you know, but it's funny. Like, I'm been a bachelor for the entire time, you know, and I had this old toolbox. And I used it as a nightstand. It was just like a rolling cart, you know what I mean? And there was just old shit in there. It was just kind of like I could just throw everything away in there, you know? And then when we got together, we bought a house down in we got a house in San Diego, and we moved in together, but I left that toolbox in the garage. Like, I never used it for anything.
Yeah.
It's just dead weight. I really should have sold it, but I really should have sold it.
Yeah, you really should have sold
because then I lost something, and she was looking for like my keys or something like that. And she went out in the garage and looked in the tool chest, and there was a pair of women's chonies in there.
Oh shit.
that were hers. So then she goes, what's this? And I was like, oh fuck. I was like, I don't know. Like, I haven't been in that thing she was like, what the fuck? And I mean, she obviously didn't think that I was out cheating. She was just pissed that those were there. And I was like, bro, listen, I'm sorry those were there. Like, if I'd have known those were there, I probably would have I would have got rid of them. You know what I mean?
Probably.
I was like, it's not like.
Or I would have put them in my scrapbook.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, I was like,
That's some old shit, dude.
Yeah, I was like, it's not the ghost of Coochie Pass. Like, it's not, nothing's gonna happen. And she was just like, well, it's just a reminder. And I was like, you got 2 kids? Like,
I walk around with these reminders.
This was after the 2 kids.
I was like, these are from your first marriage. And I was like, you don't see me sweating you about, like, oh, get these fucking you know, ghost of Dick Past out of my house. Like, you know what I mean? But like, we deal with that shit. She has her little things here and there.
Hey, dude, a little bit of jealousy is good for a relationship.
The thing is, people,
you know what I mean?
people can't go into relationships thinking that nobody has any history, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I mean, dude, that's happened to me in the past. Like, we're grown men and we protect ourselves. So you have protection, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But you know, as you get into a relationship, you do other, you know, you have other means of protection and you know, whatever, however your pull out game, whatever you're doing, right? Yeah. But then sometimes you forget, oh man, I forgot I stashed this in this one thing.
Some old jacket.
Old jacket.
Yeah.
And then your girl's like, I like this thing. And she's wearing it. She's like,
The fuck is it?
Crinkle.
Bro, no joke. She found a box of those in the drawer also, but she was like, lucky for you, they're expired. I was like, yeah, because I wasn't getting no action, so I couldn't use it.
Yeah, babe, read the date. It's from like 10 years ago. Read it.
I was like, oh, that's where those went.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Hey,
I mean, I was being safe. That means I'm clean, ain't dirty. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing I like about my chick is that like when we met, I was already off the road and almost out of the game. You know what I mean? So sometimes I do. There's certain aspects I miss. Like I miss it for the love of the game. Like for the love of the music.
Yeah.
But I always say like the music, I have a love-hate relationship with the music business.
Yeah.
I love the music. I hate the business.
I'm sure.
And I consider myself very fortunate that like I have created a foundation with my catalog and my music that it keeps the lights on to this day.
Yep.
And so, and I don't have to be like, dude, as much as I was talking with Dryden, I'll say it to Marcus, like, dude, I fucking love that you guys, like, look at us at our age and you guys are still able to do the damn thing.
Yeah.
Which is what we all,
is crazy.
that's what we all wanted, like, as kids, like, it was our fucking dream, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm like, there's a lot, we all know the business warts and all, and all the bullshit we have to put up with. And so that, I'm like, I'm glad that I don't have to deal with that, you know, on the day to day.
Yeah.
So that for me, and it wears on my mental health too. So like, and that I consider that it's important in my life to like stay sane and stay, be able to focus. But when me and my lady met, like, I was already off the road. I was already like, I was looking for the one, right? I'm like, who's gonna be my person?
Yeah.
And then we link up and we've been together 10 years. And like, so she doesn't know that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't have to deal with like, oh, babe, I'm leaving for like 3 months on tour. I'll be back for a week and then I'll leave for another 4 months.
Yeah.
And all that. And it's helped, you know, it's been a great blessing.
Yeah.
At least, you know, so for my life, it's, you know, but you know, but I'll tell her a story. She's like, fucking A, dude. She's like, you really did live a fucking crazy life. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I could only imagine.
Yeah.
What is
awesome.
like, what is that like, you know, especially like get band taken off, you know, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, we're going on a 3-month tour over here, 4-month tour over here, like you just said. Like, what is that?
I couldn't.
In the beginning, I'm sure it's amazing.
I couldn't, especially being so young.
Yep.
You have a significant other and you're trying to hold it together. It's hard enough just the fact that you're gone, but let alone like you're a kid in a fucking candy store and you know what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's all around you.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm only a man, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I can only
you only
have so much willpower against.
In the moment of that
you know,
chaos of what's going on. I mean, like, and correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I was never in bands or anything like that, but I mean, I just imagine, you know, partying, drinking, pussy. It's just all right there. I mean, that's the rock star life, right?
Not to say, you know, I've known a lot of just regular dudes who party just as fucking hard, dude.
100%.
We're on the road, you know.
100%.
When people talk about groupies and all this stuff, doctors have them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Motorcycle guys have them.
Yep.
Everybody has them, dude.
Yeah.
There's always going to be temptation.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of what you're going to do with it.
Yeah.
And that's where you have to ask yourself as a man, as a human, what type of person do I want to be?
Yeah.
And there is a struggle there because there's times when I think I'm at a place now in my life where I finally got it figured out.
Yep.
Where I'm like, dude, this is who I want to be. This is who I want to be as a dad. This is who I want to be as a friend, as a partner to my girl.
Yep.
Like, nobody's perfect.
No.
But you have to reevaluate yourself as a human being, as a man, and say, what type of man do I want to be? And that's where you really kind of, it stays here and kind of keeps yourself in check.
Yeah.
Because all that stuff can happen. I have my dad, I have family members that party and they're in their 70s.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they live it up.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, this, you know, I'm not saying my dad, not putting him on blast, but there's people that'll be like, mijo, this girl, she's young, man. I'm in my 70s. I'm like going, dude.
Yeah.
That's on you, man. That's like, you know, that's just where it is. You know what I'm saying? Temptation, whether it's substance abuse, drinking,
women,
sex, women.
Yeah.
It's going to be there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how you deal with it and how you handle it.
Yeah.
The other thing too is like when I'm out in the world, like I don't fucking like the number one way to stay out of trouble is don't be where trouble's at.
Yeah.
So when I'm out in the world and functioning, even if I'm meeting new people, like I don't exude the energy that I'm looking for something. You know what I mean? Like I am a complete man on my own. I stand on my own as a whole human being. And that's the energy that I put out.
Because you found it.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
I'm not looking for a taste of this over there, and I'm not looking to go get fucked up over here, and I'm not looking to fucking go do some gnarly shit over here. Like, you know, like I'm good, dude.
Yeah.
That's
good.
That's funny. We were in Ventura last weekend for Chopper Fest.
Yep.
Was last week or 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. I got there like at 8:30. He'd been there all day. I rolled in at 8:30.
I'd already had a gelato and a nice fucking chai tea and shit. I was getting it.
Yeah, so we meet up with a couple other friends and we go eat. And then, I don't know, it's probably like 9:30, closer to 10 or something like that. And then we were just like, well, let's go see what else is going on out here in downtown Ventura. So we start walking around, and
dope ass spot.
We're a sketchy looking group walking out there. And I told Steve, I was like,
that's what bands are too. When you're walking around Midwest towns and you're all walking in black and tattoos, there's like, oh, they must be a band.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, so are we looking for trouble right now, or what's going on? Because nothing good happens after 10 o'clock.
But there was nothing going on in that whole town.
Nothing going on, bro.
I haven't been to Ventura in a few years now, but we walked around downtown Ventura Friday night.
Like twice.
9:30, 10 p.m. There was like 4 people in each bar.
Yeah.
It was a ghost town, dude. And I'm like, do people not go out anymore? You know, like, I was down to go sit at the bar and maybe have a drink or two, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I mean, I guess we'll just go to the AM, PM, get a snack and go back to the hotel.
There was one bar that was full, but it was so tight, like it just smelled like cigarettes and wolf pussy. It was.
Oh, yeah.
Wolf pussy, huh? That's a brand.
That's a brand.
Try wolf pussy.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even make it 10 feet into that bar before somebody started talking to me, and I just stayed right there.
But I want to kind of elaborate on what you're saying.
Yeah.
If you're always searching for that next thrill, and you're the kind of guy that's the grass is always greener.
Yeah.
If you're not content in the moment, then you're never going to be content.
100%.
I think a lot of people in that I think to find that Zen place, you have to be in the moment, because if you're too caught up with what happened in the past and you're too like curious about the future, then you're not going to be able to be content here. And I really see that with a lot of my friends and even people that have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, my problems will be solved. Oh, dude, that's a tool.
Yeah.
That doesn't, I always tell them this. If you're a miserable poor person, more than likely you're going to be a miserable rich person.
Yeah.
And it's just a tool, and it gets you what you need and gets you out of financial issues. But once you're done there, we were just talking about all the crazy crap that's with these elitists that have all this money.
Oh my God, dude.
Whether it's boredom or I don't even want to go too deep there, but the boredom. I've heard
we getting into lizard people? Oh, man, I'm down to get into lizard people, bro.
We're not even going lizard people. We're talking about rich elite people that have all the money in the world, and they've done everything they want, can buy whoever they want out, do whatever the heck they want. They get bored, and then they start venturing into some dark
crazy shit.
And you're like, bro,
they end up on an island,
and they got the power to make all that happen, and the power to cover it up too.
Yep.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But that's because there's a hole here, and they're not content.
Oh, yeah. It is wild. Like and this goes with what we'll talk about after the podcast. But it's like I had my son. I mean, I'm 43 now. He'll be 21 this year. So I was 22 when he was born. I was, that was not a planned situation. You know what I mean? Like it was I was just trying to be in the bars and fucking off and doing working and fucking off. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't respect that time or as much as like I see it today. Right. You know what I mean? Like, now it's like, having this little daughter, it's like the time I have, I respect it so much. Like the other night, she's like going through the sleep regression. And so she's, 11 o'clock at night, she's crying in her crib, and I just go in there, I start rocking her, and I just sit there and I'm rocking her thinking like one day this will be the last time I rock her and I won't even know it. Like you never think about that when you're in your 20s.
Right.
You're like, I can't wait till this kid's fucking like 4 or 5 years old and I can get him on a dirt bike or some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, and I tell her all the time, like, you don't have to grow up anytime soon. Just stay where you're at. Stay I will feed you bottles and change your diaper for the next 10 years if you just want to stay just like this. You know what I mean? Because
and that whole part goes by so fast, dude.
She's already walking now, dude. Like it's
I think that's the whole blessing and curse with the first child.
Yeah.
As a parent, because we're trying to figure out, if you have a kid, your first kid, we really don't understand it sometimes, and we're learning, but we're also trying to keep our identity as as an independent. Yeah, man, I still want to f off and go to the bars and.
I'm in my 20s.
You think about your first kid, and I think about my first son. I go, dude, I do things so different with my second kid, and now that I'm gonna have another, I'm like completely. And both of my sons are like, my oldest is always like, Dominic has it so lucky, man. I would have got beat down because of this and now, and maybe because my fuse was so short, and I was a different man then.
Yeah.
And now with, like you said, this new. I feel like I'm in a place where I think I'm going to be able to enjoy it a lot more than I did then.
I think so.
I think
There
part
you
of that
go,
is because
dude.
we
Yeah.
have a better understanding.
We're more
Our
mature.
concept.
and we understand mortality now.
Yes, as I was going to say, we
Yeah.
understand the concept of time, that we don't have a lot of it, and then we are better able to manage it.
So
how
there
we
you go,
spend that
Dave.
Time.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
No, but it is a
Yeah.
trip like that. That moment of like her birth, and that like moment, I like caught a glimpse of my own mortality.
Yeah.
Like, because it's not I'm not 22 anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're 22 and you have a kid, you're just like, fuck yeah, I got a kid now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Mom,
that's
can you
how I was.
Mom,
you know?
can you watch him? I gotta go.
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Like I'm gonna go. Yeah. Well, I can go to the bar and I'll get home early. I'll be home by like 11.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever. You know, like, and now like, and that I said that to people when I had my kids before. I was searching to get out of the house. I
Mhm.
was searching to go do my shit, like be a fucking fuck up or whatever.
Yeah.
Now I'm always searching how to get back to the house.
Mhm.
Like going to Chopper Fest, and he's like, should we stay Saturday night too? I'm like, oh, I'm good. Like we'll load up and I'll just jam home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'd rather be home with my family now. You know what I mean? Like instead of being out fucking around.
Because that's what's truly important
It
and
is.
precious.
That's where all the
It
good
is.
stuff is,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
at
yeah.
home, dude.
Yeah, it is.
You
it
know?
is. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I still want to do
social stuff. I get it.
I still want to do my things. My wife knows I'm still going to be on the road for like, you know what I mean? She, going to events, riding motorcycles for a week straight, like shit like that, because that's also what I love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't want having the child shouldn't take away like my identity
No.
of what I do,
You're correct.
but like it's my mentality that like has readjusted to be like, I want to be
Your
home.
priorities are different.
Yeah.
There's I have like that one of those weird, I don't know if I call it internal struggle. It's just a thought I always have, because I was an animal, up until I was in my 30s, and I remember thinking like, oh, I was like, it'd be cool to have a kid, but I don't know if that's right for me. So I was kind of like whatever about it. You know what I mean? I wasn't actively trying to have a kid, and then when me and my wife got back together, she had her own kids, and she had them young, like she was 17 when she had her first kid, and they're 16 and 14 now. So when we started dating, she was asking me about kids, and I was just like, well, I mean, if it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards. I'm not upset about it. But then like deep down, I was like, it'd be cool to kind of have a kid, So she was on birth control, and it was creating some emotional issues for her, just the side effects of birth control. So I was
Like
just
the
like,
hormones and all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah. So I was just, and it was too much, dude. But I remember I was like, well, I didn't know that was having that effect. I was like, just come off of it. I'll play it safe. We'll use protection or whatever.
You did a good job.
Bro, the first
Then you raw dogged it,
the
dude,
first
and then-
the first shot I had, splat bro.
Bam.
But this dummy, she tells me, I didn't know you can get me pregnant. I was like, the fuck do you think that is? Dust? Like, I was like, no, dude. I tell her.
You're so old.
Yeah, that's what she said. I didn't know you could. I was like, yeah, well,
my God.
I was like, you pouring Bisquick, you're gonna make pancakes. That's just how it goes, dude. Like, no matter what age you are. So we have I was 38, 39. I'm 43 now, but
Yeah.
I was 38, 39 when we had my son. And
that's your first kid at 43?
Yeah.
Or 39?
39, yeah. So I had him, and then I'm like, dude, I missed out on, because it's the greatest thing I've ever done. It's the greatest time ever. And I'm like, dude, I could have been doing this when I was younger, but then at the same time, I know I wouldn't have had this understanding. I wouldn't be this cool. Like, I was like, there's a good chance my wife could have been a single mom again, because just where I was at, like, and I get bummed out because I'm 43.
Oh yeah.
Mortality
is a motherfucker.
By the time I'm done here on Earth, I'm gonna have less time with my son than most people have, because I had a kid on the other end of it.
Like,
That's how
I
I
was
feel.
kind of
I'm having a kid at 51, bro,
But-
and it
Yeah.
makes me think. But then I go, oh, Al Pacino he's having one at 80.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think if I would have had a son earlier, I wouldn't be able to enjoy it like I am now.
Yeah.
And if this is like, I feel like it's perfect. Everything that's happening now, I feel like for me to have a kid at this time, it was meant to be. Then that's what I need to accept.
That's what I
and
feel.
just-
I feel like, so my son was born when I was 33, and then meeting my wife, and then her having her own child, that we blended our families together. But everything happened like at the right time. And I could tell you, like, becoming a dad flipped my whole script. It changed my whole worldview, because now all of a sudden, not only am I just existing in this world, I have to protect this little human being.
Yeah.
And then And so it's weird because I was always just like kind of wild and punk rock and all this stuff. And then I noticed like my whole view on like even just the world in general, like change, like you call it becoming a little bit more conservative or whatever you want to call it. But it kind of is that, because I'm like, we need to protect the kids, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the kids, like, you know,
and then protect our kids. We got to protect our family.
And then even with like getting sober, like, you know, because I had it's well known. I had like a substance abuse problem. I was addicted. I'm an addict, right? So
how long have you been sober for now?
10 years this year.
Congrats.
10 years.
That's amazing.
In June. So I don't give me any fronts. So 9 years.
9
plus,
years.
But
Nine,
God willing,
7 3/4.
God willing, June 15th,
Congratulations.
I will have 10 years of sobriety.
Yeah.
But like, but I've been in recovery since 2007.
Yeah.
So if you do the math, like I had quite a long time, but, you know, like I knew I needed to get sober and I was trying to get sober. And then when my son was born, like I knew for a fact, like he didn't get me all the way sober. Like I was still a struggle and I had relapses, but it definitely was a huge milestone. And as far as changing
him,
my
you probably
perspective,
would be in a bad spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so now, you know, like, you know, I live the life I live, and like my only mission in life is to, you know, number one, try and be the best man that I could be. Number two, be of service to my fellows, my friends, whether it's my friends, my family, or other people in my community when I can. And as long as I'm doing that and trying to just get a little bit better every day, like I'm gonna be all right.
Respect.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that changed. I went from not having any kids, all of a sudden I have a daughter and an older son. You know, me and my wife, we got together, you know, 6, 7. She's gonna hate that I can't remember the dates, but whatever. She knows.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden my daughter was like 10 or 11 at the time. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, like everything changed. So like now I think like when I hear people talking some shit, and I'm just like, you don't have a daughter, obviously, otherwise you wouldn't be saying that kind of shit. Not that I was saying any grimy shit or whatever. I think of things differently now, because I'm just like, how would I feel if somebody was talking like that to my daughter? You know what I mean? Like I remember I've told the story before, but I remember being I was in Santee on Mission Gorge, and over by the Jack in the Box in Santee on Mission Gorge, I saw this homeless dude just whipped his meat out and started taking a piss on the sidewalk. I'm just like, hey, bro, I got a fucking little girl in here, bro. Like, what the fuck you doing? Like, come on, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you think of things differently, but it changes you. Like, and like for sure, it changed me for the better. Like, I'm constantly thinking of how I can make my kids' lives better. Just kind of how
you're in for a treat, because you said you have all boys.
Yeah.
And there ain't nothing like a daughter's love.
Oh shit!
I'll tell you right now.
I'm so excited about that, dude. I don't even like. We got her name picked and everything. Scarlet Rose.
Oh, that's
there you go.
Rose is a middle name, obviously, but my mom's name is Rosalinda.
Oh, nice.
And my grandma's name was Rosa. So we thought that was a cool name.
Yeah. There ain't nothing like it. I mean, I've got 2 daughters now, and it's like even her now. You know, again, she just turned a year on January 15th, and so like picking up in the morning out of the crib. And now she like puts her little cheek next to my, you know, like a little. She doesn't understand the hug part yet, but it's like her version of it right now, you know. And she'll just stay there for a minute while I give her, you know. And it's like, it's just, it's special. Boys are boys, man. Like
I got boys jumping, because see, that's another responsibility with being a stepdad.
Yep.
Like, that's one thing is I'm gonna be a positive. I'm not gonna replace your dad.
Yep.
But I'm going to be a positive male figure in your life. And you're going to learn about respect. And you're going to learn about being a clean human being. And that kind of stuff. That's a big responsibility. And I applaud you for that too, because you too, when you have these stepkids that you come in and you're like, okay, some people just don't care. That's not my kid. I don't care. Right. But that's when you take that on too. Then those kids, when I go on tour, are asking, hey, when's Marcos coming back? Because I've left an impression on them, and they're happy to get on FaceTime. Like they're my own children. And
it's a big responsibility.
I never thought I'd be in that position. And now I have a daughter come in, but now we have a Brady bunch going on. Between us.
Exactly.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And, you know, like with my oldest, like he's my step. And the thing about him is like, I had the same conversation, because I was like, look, I'm not going to be able to replace your dad, because he still has a relationship with his dad.
Yeah, which is great.
His dad's still around.
Yeah.
He'll come up from Mexico and stay with us in Idaho for like a week just to see,
You
just
guys
to
have a
see his son.
relationship with you guys have
And
a
we're
good
like
relationship with
bros,
him.
dude.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're
That's
like
awesome.
bros.
That's
And
cool,
it's
bros.
all good and it's all love. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's like Eskimo bros. Literally, bros, dude. For real.
But that's not easy.
So,
that's a
but
great thing.
And so like I told Andrew when he was very young, I was like, look, I know I'm not going to be able to replace I'm not trying to replace your dad, but I'm here to support you, guide you,
Yep.
and impart any wisdom that I can offer to you, and hopefully you're receptive to that. And meanwhile, I'm telling this to an 11-year-old kid, but he gets it, and he got it, and he gets it,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
have a great relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that? How long ago did you move to Boise?
This year it'll be 6 years.
How was
So,
that
like,
transition?
oh, fucking, we loved it,
Yeah.
dude. So we're
And you were in Sacramento before
we were in
Boise?
Sacramento,
Okay.
so originally I'm from LA,
Yeah.
but I moved in high school to Vacaville. That's where I started the band.
Gotcha.
Lived in Sacramento for 20 something odd years, whatever. Met my chick. We had a house in a suburb of Sacramento. We go on lockdown for the pandemic.
Yep.
And while we're on lockdown, we did a lot of soul searching and thinking about, like, is California really the place? Number one, not only just the place that I grew up in and remember, like, was gone. Like, I really looked around, like, the place that I remember and love doesn't exist anymore.
No.
It's different.
It is
And then
different.
number two, is this the place where we want to finish, like, raising the kids?
Yeah.
So I had been to Boise many times on tour. Her grandfather moved to Boise. She's like, and we considered other places around like Vegas, like, Nashville, a couple other spots. But she's like, let's drive up there and go visit grandpa. So we drove up, and this was like, we had just gotten out of, lockdown, or like we might have even still been on lockdown. Like, we weren't supposed to leave the house. We go up there, drive around downtown. Everyone's just living their life. Like, it was like nothing.
I've
like
never
whatever.
traveled this country more than I did while everybody else was on lockdown.
Yeah, dude.
I jumped in my motorhome and left. And we were in Wyoming and South Dakota and fucking, Missouri and shit. Dude, it was the best, dude.
Damn, my lady's job wouldn't, like, we couldn't really leave because she used to be a hairstylist.
Gotcha.
And so we kind of converted our garage into a speakeasy hairstyling place.
Right.
So she, like, where a lot of people, like, she would have lost her clientele.
Oh, yeah.
But she's like, hey, we built out a little spot in the garage.
A
Come
lot of
get your
people
hair
did that.
done.
Yeah, my barber did that too. Yeah.
Yep.
No matter what side of the fence you're on, we can all admit that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
It was nuts. So
know?
when we came out of lockdown, like, she found a spot that she's like, let's go look at the spot. So we came, looked at it, thought, we're like, hey, this is a great place to plant our flag.
Yeah.
And as soon as we were able to, like, and we did it quick enough that, like, we didn't allow ourselves to talk ourselves out of it.
Yeah.
We're like, we found a spot, let's just fucking go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Like, before we think about it too much.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we even kind of went back and forth, like, nah, we're fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine in here in California. And they were like, no, let's just fucking go. And we landed up, like, November 2020. We landed on our new crib and
What did you get?
never looked back.
Did you get acclimated right away, or were there things that you had to kind of conform to
Like-
and kind
like
of
the
get
snow?
Dude, it was all, there was, well, number one, like, I never had, like, property. We had, like, 3 acres, and I never had property before.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just what it takes, like, to maintain a 3-acre
Yeah, yeah.
house, and, like, the things, like, when you think of shit like, oh, like, we're going to put gravel in this spot in the yard. Like, well, at our old house, that would be a cost, X, per square feet, X amount of money,
Yeah.
whatever. And then you realize, like, oh shit, we need, like, fucking 2 fucking
Million.
2. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like this, 100 feet by whatever, 20.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh damn, dude, like, this is gonna be
That's what my
number one,
property's
so
dirt.
things are a lot more expensive, number one, than
Yep.
living in the suburbs.
Yep.
And number two, just the snow and stuff. But it was all, like, stuff that, like, we were happy to get to learn a new way of life.
Sacramento gets a
And
little
leave
bit
it
of
living
snow,
some-
right?
No,
No, none.
not
Okay.
that I know of. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
you
know.
guys get the
maybe.
view of the caps over here.
Oh,
which is
yeah, we got a
awesome.
bitchin'
Which is
view
dope.
here. We get a
What are
bitchin'
these
view.
mountains called? This is the
So that would be Idlewild right there,
Idlewild.
and then that is
Big Bear?
shit. No, that is
That's like Big Bear.
Big Bear would be that way also.
okay.
So
Mount Baldy.
Mount Baldy. Thank
Baldy,
you.
yeah.
Thank you. That's Mount
Yeah.
Baldy over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this is my last spot in California.
Yeah.
We almost didn't. We almost left. We were talking about going to, like, the mountains of Arizona, like Williams,
Flagstaff?
below Flagstaff. I didn't want to go that high because it's weather's so volatile, and all I've ever known was Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, a little bit lower, like Williams kind of area right there, or like Prescott or something like that. And then we talked about going to Wyoming because I really like Wyoming. But again, it's like the weather, you know.
Yeah.
South Dakota because I do stuff out in South Dakota. And then we ended up here, and we were living in the city in Riverside, and we found this spot, and it was just like, all right, we got it somehow. I don't even know, you know. And I'm like, we still talk about leaving, but with like the kid now, and like her parents are here and stuff like that, it's like makes it a lot harder, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a tribe, bro. You
Yeah,
need it.
yeah. And we're
it's hard
close with her family too, so I wouldn't want to do that. So I'm like, well, if everybody goes, I'm down to go.
Yeah.
And wherever they go, I'll go. Like I won't be picky. But for me now, I think my spot would be like kind of central Utah.
Yeah.
I like that
that's
area.
sick,
I
yeah.
like doing a little off-road stuff. I like being able to ride. I wouldn't mind a little bit of snow, and I like freedom. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
like that's my spot.
Where's the off-roading place in Utah? Like there's
The
Moab.
whole,
Moab?
pretty much
Yeah,
the whole
Moab.
state too. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You can do anything.
we played
out
a
there.
festival there
Oh, that'd be
that
cool.
was because of they had all the dirt, like
With sand rails and shit and all that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm all, and they're like, oh, everybody comes through here
Yeah.
to camp and go ride. And
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
Pretty sick. And then we saw these little offshoot like subdivisions
Yeah.
that were super cheap. And I'm all, dude, those are sick. And they're like, it's only like $200,000. I'm like, well, yeah, well, look, well, you're living out here in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere. But
It's peaceful.
as I've gotten more
Yeah.
stable, remember when I went to visit you when you first moved over there? It was like all his friends that from there were like, "So Marcos, when are you coming to Idaho, man? Are you
Yeah.
moving over here?" And I'm like, eh. As
don't
a
know.
single guy, man, I think I'd lose my mind up here because I need like a little activity. I need
Yeah.
like city life. But now that my life has transformed in the past 5 years, like I'm like that kind of lifestyle.
That's why you're coming up next week.
No. But
It's like, hey, I'm gonna bring
No,
my
but-
chick and Don. We're gonna come up. I'm like, yeah, come on.
I told
up.
her,
And I'm
I told her, you're gonna
oh,
love Idaho, but
he's
check this
peeping
out.
out.
We've actually
They're
been
gonna try to
looking-
make us move here.
No, we've been looking at Texas,
Like Amway,
We've
dude.
been
We're
looking
gonna try
at
and sell you on
Tennessee. We've been looking at Texas, Tennessee, and Florida, and Atlanta, and Georgia, like because I just
Yeah.
you know
Yeah. You gotta do some research.
Yeah.
and
I mean, I
figure
know
out
you guys
where
have
wanna
traveled
land.
way more than I've ever going to travel probably in my lifetime. But so here's my thing about Texas.
the weather.
Not as much as the weather, but here's a weird thing that I have. It's flat.
It's
Yeah.
So
flat.
like,
It's
I mean, I
flat.
grew up here my whole life, like Southern California. I
Mhm.
always see mountain ranges. When I go to Texas, I can see till my eyes don't see anymore.
Yeah.
Tornado
And
twister coming your way.
Well, it just makes it weirds me out.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's no sense of direction of like, where am I?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
that's been a weird thing for me when I go to the Midwest and like those flat.
Yeah,
My mom, she moved to Kansas like 20 something years ago, and I go there and it's the same thing. It just goes on. You know what I mean?
That's why I threw Georgia in there.
Yeah. So I've never been to Georgia
because
yet.
Georgia has the Appalachian Mountains
Oh,
that
yeah.
protects it from the weather,
Gotcha.
and then on the other side, then you got the Atlantic Ocean.
My dream spot, the Big Island of Hawaii.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be sick.
Oh, I would love to live
but
there.
then
you ever go to like Honolulu?
Only been to the Big
Or-
Island.
oh, dude.
Island
all right.
fever, though, dude.
Before you
I think
decide
I'll
on
be
Big
all right.
Island, take a trip, try and get out to Honolulu, and
Yeah.
then go to Maui.
Maui.
Yeah.
Maui's fucking dope.
But see, the Big Island,
I
you can
love
still
going
ride
out there.
motorcycles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, like when I went
and
to
the speed limit on Maui is like 45 miles an
Yeah.
hour on the highway.
when I
Well,
went,
yeah.
my wife's dad had a house in Hawaii for a few years. He built a house out there, so we went and visited him twice. The first time I went there, rented a motorcycle right away. 8 hours, you can do the whole island. It goes up to 4,000 feet elevation. Like it's just,
Yeah.
it's like you can then from there you can travel to the other islands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like this is for me.
Yeah.
You get a few acres out
Yeah,
there.
you can always
Oof.
you
I
can
mean,
always get an island hopper flight over to
Exactly.
another island, and
Yup.
then, yeah, that's cool.
That's where I would go.
I agree with that. It's so expensive there, though.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah,
I would just be like a
that
pool
part.
boy or something.
Unless you're growing your own food and
Yeah.
coconuts.
Pool
and,
boy. You don't
you
got a
know.
pool boy body.
I'll get one, dude.
It's like the old Rastaman countryman.
Oh,
I
yeah.
live off the
Amen.
land. I fish off the water.
Yeah.
Freaking.
I love that place, man. I
I do
don't
too,
know.
man. I like Maui though. I
Yeah.
like, Maui was super chill for me. Every time I've gone there, I'm like, I love Maui, dude. There's Hana, which is on the other side of the
Yep.
island,
Yep.
and it's like this little small town, and Paia,
Yep.
where Willie Nelson like lives or something, and it's real like a hippie town. And
Yeah.
So there's some cool spots out there. It's just for me, I know that I could settle down, but that's where you're just gonna end up getting fat,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just eating and
Yeah.
just looking at the sunset and
Oh, the good life?
the good life,
The
right?
sun,
But-
but the sunsets.
Oh,
They're worth
Magical.
it. They're
Magical.
mad, yeah.
Yeah.
Her dad's house was like in this development right outside of Kona, and it fucking it you know it was like multi-tier. It was
Did
like
he
an
sell it?
HOA. Yeah, he sold it.
Oh.
I'm so bummed. He's back in Huntington Beach, but multi-tier, so nobody could block each other's views based on the HOA.
Sick.
It was about a football field away
Sick.
from the fucking water,
Wow.
and his backyard had small little infinity pool, you know.
Yeah.
And the sun just set right there, and you just see the whole fucking curvature of the planet.
That's amazing.
And watch the sunsets, and then the whales would breach right there.
Yep.
It
Yep.
was the most fucking.
As a matter of fact, it's whale season right now.
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
We
there.
would go out
Yeah.
there in the winter, like
Yeah.
because the weather is opposite, and so we go out for like Thanksgiving, Christmas time, and it was just goddamn.
What about
It-
Sarasota?
Florida?
I never done it. I never done Florida yet.
Because they
Are
said
you
that
looking over there?
Well, because I have people just kind of telling me, "Hey, you would like Sarasota, dude."
Isn't it humid as shit though?
Yeah, I know.
I can't do humidity.
Me neither.
I go to like Sioux Falls,
But-
South Dakota, my nipples sweat.
Dude,
It's the
the
worst.
thing about
dude.
Florida for me is like,
The
dude,
bu-
Florida is like, you can go take a shower, get all fucking cleaned up, shit
Yeah.
like that. And you go dry yourself off, put your clothes on, and you're still fucking wet.
It's
dude.
gross, dude. Yeah.
That's the fucking worst right there, dude.
Now I know people in Florida, and they do like it in Florida, but
Yeah.
that humidity's
No,
rough.
but they said Sarasota's on the west side of Florida,
Okay.
like right below Tampa.
Okay.
And supposedly it's like a really cool community. It's kind of like what we got over here,
Yeah, yeah.
Manhattan Beach and stuff,
Yeah.
but in Florida.
Yeah.
It's expensive. So it's like,
Hey,
well,
only one way to find out. You got to go check it out.
yeah.
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 And then you have like people that are like, "Oh, come to Nevada." I'm like, "Hell no, dude."
Nah, Nevada ain't for me.
Nah,
No. I mean, they got cool motorcycle riding in Florida. I know that.
yeah.
And there's a motorcycle scene there.
Yeah, man. Dude, you know what? I don't know how close we are to the end of the podcast, but I got to piss, dude.
We can
Yeah.
we can
I'm
either
literally
end or
about to
take a
piss my
break
pants.
or
I
We
mean,
can take a
I
break
think
or-
but this how long have we gone?
I don't know. I have no idea.
we always just keep going till
Dude, it's almost 4.
Hey,
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, you know what?
Because
This might be a
my
good
ass
spot to
hurts,
just
homie.
yeah.
I gotta stand up.
Oh,
This
yeah,
might be
yeah.
a good time to
well,
yeah.
let's just do that then.
Fuck it. Yeah,
Hey,
let's do it.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for taking the
Much-
time.
much
It was a
love.
pleasure to
Much
have you
love.
on too. Thank you so much for
thanks
taking the
having
time.
me.
We should do this definitely again.
Yeah, I would love it.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Is this thing tied into this thing?
You can just rotate it out.